All right, let's see if we are live. All right, welcome back, everybody. That was a pretty quick break for me, but we are back to the severe weather. There is a tornado warning now in Oklahoma. That's why we're going live, and I'll probably be live from here on out for the rest of this evening, so just make sure you stay tuned. Again, make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. Make sure to subscribe again to our YouTube channel if you're new. We have an ongoing tornado warning, though, in the in the Oklahoma Panhandle, excuse me. This is currently in Texas County, Oklahoma. This is north of Guymon, if I'm saying the name right, and that is all. This is a current tornado warned storm. This storm is also producing damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour, and the storm is very dangerous. You can very well see the hook as of right now, just to the west right now of 136. So here's the inflow going into the storm. Again, here's your hook, and if there would be a tornado, it would be located right about there. Again, this storm is producing damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour, hail up to the size of tennis balls, and as well as a tornado threat. So if you are in this tornado warning, again, this is near Texas County, make sure you're seeking shelter immediately. I'm only really going to prioritize any storms in central southern Kansas and as well as Oklahoma tonight. A lot of other storms are ongoing. I'm not going to try to jump around as much in this live stream. I'm going to really focus on just a few storms at this point, but we're really going to focus on this storm, it looks like, for the next several minutes. Again, this is in the Oklahoma Panhandle. This will eventually probably go into the Texas Panhandle, and this storm has already had a report of 60 mile per hour damaging wind gusts, but it is producing damaging winds right now up to 80 miles per hour. So again, if you're in this warning in Oklahoma, make sure you are seeking shelter immediately away from windows. Here's a look at the velocities as of right now. The rotation is basically centered right about here. It's not very strong at this point, but it has potential for becoming strong at any time. And also, by the way, this storm is producing, again, winds up to 80 miles per hour. So this is a very dangerous storm. Again, regardless of there being a tornado, damaging winds again up to 80 miles per hour will be possible. We're going to really just keep a close eye on this storm, I think, for right now. Again, we will probably go to other storms later on, but this is the main storm as of right now. We'll get back to central and southern Kansas here pretty soon. Here's a big hail core, by the way. That is where that tennis ball sized hail is possible. Again, on the northern part of the storm, that is north of Highway 412. Again, this is off to the northwest of Optima. I don't think any areas or any towns or anything like that are in Hugh. Actually, Hugh is actually included in this warning, so those in Hugh, make sure you're in shelter. Other than that, there's no other towns, it looks like, included in this. It'll eventually go toward Optima, it looks like, and maybe even Goodwell, and then eventually go off to the southeast. And again, this is in the Oklahoma Panhandle. This is one of our tornado warnings as of right now. There are several, by the way. We have about, I think, 30 warnings or something right now across the board. So again, I'm going to be primarily focusing on this one here in the Oklahoma Panhandle. If you have just joined us, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps the page out a lot. And we'll go ahead and keep you updated with this storm as of right now. And if you have any questions, by the way, on any of the other storms, I will definitely jump to those at some point. But as of right now, I'm primarily going to focus on this tornado warning. And again, this storm is producing damaging winds upwards of 80 miles per hour. I got to go ahead and get rid of this double layered severe thunderstorm warning. So let me go and do that real quick. If I can figure that out here in my software. By the way, I hope everybody's doing well. If you're just tuning in, again, we're focusing on the Oklahoma Panhandle tornado warning. I just got to turn off this other warning here real quick. Figure that out. I don't remember how you do it on this software, but I might be able to figure it out here. Warnings list. All right, there we go. I'm going to try to get rid of one of these, I think, if I can. So we have, let's see how many tornado warnings we have. We have 3 tornado warnings right now. This is one of them. We have another one over in Colorado and I think western Kansas. That's what we have right now. Let me see if I can get rid of this warning, because this is double stacking. I don't know if I can. I believe they're probably going to be under the same name here. Got one warning. I'm just going to leave it for now. I don't think I could get rid of it. But there is, again, for those that are just tuning in, damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour, and all as well as a tennis ball sized hail possible here in the Oklahoma Panhandle. I'm trying to get rid of the other warning because it's double stacking, but we'll just keep it for now. By the way, welcome back, Andrew, as well as Virginia. Welcome back. Well, we're doing well. Hey, 1920s, how you doing? Welcome back, as well as Christian. And Christopher as well. Welcome back. And Moon, welcome back. How you doing? All right, so again, this is what we're looking at as of right now. Tornado warning for those in the Oklahoma Panhandle. As I kind of mentioned before, there are a load of warnings. I'm not going to really focus on those until I get at least to central Kansas. I'm really only going to focus on these storms. What I was doing last live stream, it was way too jumpy. I don't want to really do that, so I'm going to really just focus on one storm for right now. Again, we'll go over the other ones at some point pretty soon. And again, this is a tornado warning for those in Oklahoma Panhandle. This is in Texas County, I believe. So that's kind of where we're at as of right now. This is just to the northwest of Optima. and it is currently moving down to the southeast. Let me go and put the velocities back on here. And as of right now, I don't see any area that has very tight rotation, but we have a few areas that we're looking at. There's one up here and there's one over here. Again, this is very far away from the radar site. So as of right now, there's a very strong inflow. So let's just keep that in mind. So we have a very strong inflow into the storm. So it's going to be easily able to rotate if we have enough low-level shear. And obviously we have that hook shape. So if there would be a tornado, it would probably be right about there somewhere. But again, it's very far away from any of the radar sites. So as of right now, we can't give specific details on where that rotation is unless we have something that's really tight in a certain area. As of right now, the only area I see close to this would be up here, just a little bit further up to the north right here. But that's not really rotation at this point. So it's very difficult to tell. I can tell you that. But let me go and look at my phone real quick, because sometimes this radar is not always accurate. See. Okay, so the rotation that it's indicating here on radar is right here. Because these are the winds going away, or these are going toward the radar. These are the winds going away from the radar. So the rotation's right about there. So I'll go ahead and circle it here. Again, that's where it is. It's just to the northwest of Optima. And that's not even very rotation. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really see much rotation with the storm. If this is not the rotation, then the rotation is very broad. But there is inflow, so that might have been why they issued the tornado warning. But usually they don't do that. Because this is, again, the area where I saw that might be rotation. This is outside of the storm, so that wouldn't make sense. Even on radar scope. Let me go to another radar site. There's actually one closer, I think. Okay, so this will make it easier. Okay, sorry, I was using the wrong radar site. I'm going to go over here to the northwest. Again, I'm looking at the Amarillo radar, so it's extremely far away. This is the one over in southwest Kansas, so this might be a little bit better to show in terms of the velocities. And you can see it here. So this is your area of rotation. And going to the actual radar, it doesn't even make that much sense either. I'm kind of... I lost our words here. It might be right here, but it's obviously shaded by purple here, so that's kind of a messy, sick little look. But that's where we are looking at right now. Again, that's where a tornado would be. So just to clarify, that's where a tornado would be. It's north of Optima. And again, that's going to be where that hook is, or that little hook right here. And again, your inflow. So again, if there were to be a tornado, it would be right here. It would not be out this way to the east, closer to 136. That's not where it is. Again, it's going to be back off to the west. It's north of 412. Sorry, it was very confusing there for a second. I was trying to figure out, we're really far away from radar sites, and it makes it a bit more difficult. I'm doing good, Christopher. Thank you for asking. Hey, Gary, how you doing? Welcome back. TKO Roxy. I don't know if that's going to work. Appreciate you tuning in, though. I hope you're doing well. I got you, Christopher. Yeah, this is a dangerous storm. Again, this is over in the Oklahoma Panhandle. So there's also a recent report of a 90-mile-per-hour wind gust. So this storm could be producing winds as high as 90 miles per hour. That was about 20 minutes ago, but we had a 90-mile-per-hour wind gust reported at 9:15 or 9:05, excuse me, and the wind gusts continued through 9:15. So again, in Texas County, Oklahoma, we had a 90-mile-per-hour wind gust, a very dangerous storm, by the way. So yeah, we have now gotten to the point where we've seen a 90-mile-per-hour wind gust with this storm as well. Very strong downburst winds. And we're also having a report in far eastern Colorado, by the way. This is an observed tornado, and it's also producing hail up to the size of grapefruits. So, yeah, this is becoming a very interesting situation. So, 4-inch sized hail apparently has been observed, and now there's a tornado on the ground west of Johnson. So, watch that storm pretty closely as well. I don't think there's any other radar sites close to this, but that's another cell that's also has a tornado on the ground. Look at the velocities as of right now. So that's just about to cross over into Kansas. So western Kansas right now. That is where we're looking as of right now for a confirmed tornado. So now have a confirmed tornado, grapefruit-sized hail over there. So a lot of stuff going on right now. DFW won't see anything until tomorrow morning, Christian. And even if that, I don't think DFW will see too much tomorrow. I think most of the storms will stay in northeast Texas. Gusty winds and maybe some small hail will be possible tomorrow in those areas. So again, we have an ongoing tornado warning for those to the northwest of Optima. And the potential for a tornado does exist with this storm as it heads off to the southeast. It's producing hail, again, up to the size of tennis balls, and as well as damaging winds as high as 90 miles per hour. So it's a very dangerous cell, again, that is moving down to the southeast. No, Virginia, you're good. You can message me whenever you want. I wasn't actually... I knew there was a tornado warning. I was eating before I got on here, so... Eating a late dinner. It's like 10 o'clock my time. You'll be in Texas for a month. Come back to Indiana. Gotcha. So again, for those who are just tuning in, we had a 90-mile-per-hour wind gust in far northwestern Texas County in Oklahoma. And that's what we're looking at as of right now. Again, that is a confirmed 90-mile-per-hour wind gust by a mesonet at Eva. That's where it was at. About 11 miles northeast of Eva. I got you, Virginia. No problem. Again, I've never watched him before, so can't really give him an opinion on that. And this is where the tornado would be located. It'd be right about there. Here's your hook as of right now. Very large hail core, by the way, up here to the north of 412. This is in a very rural area, but again, it's going to be heading right toward Optima, and as well as Guyman, or Guyman. I'm probably not saying the name right, but hopefully I am. And it'll eventually go toward Hooker probably in a little bit. So that's kind of what's in the path of this storm at this point. Just so you're aware, there was a confirmed tornado here in eastern Colorado, producing up to grapefruit-sized hail. That will eventually move toward Johnson. So again, for those in Kansas, Johnson will have to be under the gun again for that potential for up to 4-inch sized hail. That is a dangerous storm, again, going toward Johnson right now in Kansas. No problem, Christian. No problem at all. I got you, Christopher. Gotcha. Yeah, Texas, I don't think we'll see too much, honestly, over the next several weeks. All right, we got a new tornado warning, by the way. So now the warning's from 4-inch sized hail down to 3-inch sized hail. This is, again, an observed tornado southwest of Johnson. So those near Johnson are just down to the south and west of Johnson, right along Route 1 or Highway 160 and down to the south of that. New tornado warning there. That's actually going to go toward Richfield, it looks like. That actually might come to the Oklahoma Panhandle at some point. So that storm is producing, again, it apparently is produced as high as 4-inch sized hail. So very dangerous cell up there in in Colorado, and that'll be entering into Kansas here over the next several minutes. Again, here's our ongoing tornado warning for Oklahoma. Let me go back to the velocities. I haven't really looked at those here in a second. And yeah, it looks like the velocities here are a bit stronger right here. So we're starting to see a little bit more strong rotation just north of Highway 412. So 412, I should say. I don't know why I just said 412. But again, there's a bit stronger rotation here now, just to the north of Guyman, and that's going down to the southeast as of right now. And as of right now, you kind of see the inflow going into the storm very strong. It's a very really prominent, it's a very distinctive, I should say, little inflow into the storm. Again, here's your hook as of right now. If there were to be a tornado, it would be probably right about there, just to the north of 412. That's heading down to the southeast again. And we have a confirmed tornado again for those in far western Kansas. This is going to be going toward Richfield eventually. Nothing really in the path of this other than Highway 160. But there is a confirmed tornado that's going to be pretty close to Mantar, by the way, as well. So that's what we're looking at as of right now. Starting to take a little zoom out, by the way, kind of as I said before, there are a load of severe thunderstorm warnings. Again, this live stream is going to only focus on basically central and southern Kansas and as well as Oklahoma. So we're going to primarily focus on anything down here in this little area that I'm looking at right now. I'm not really going to look at any of the other storms because they're not really in our area. If you have a question about one of them, I'll definitely take a look. But other than that, I'm primarily focusing on these storms. Yeah, I can put a track on this storm in just a second. Hail outlook for tomorrow, it's going to be pretty low. Quarter-sized or less for anywhere in North Texas. So I don't expect too much tomorrow. Or anywhere in Texas to begin with. I don't think we'll see too much in terms of large hail. Maybe out in the Panhandle, might be a little bit higher of a risk in terms of maybe some larger hail, but that'd be about it. Excuse me. Yeah, Virginia, again, I don't have a clue. I've never watched him before. I can't give an opinion on him. Hey, Kimberly, how you doing? Welcome back. And as well as, hey, Gleno, welcome back. Let me go and put a track on this storm. How's Mexico? I have absolutely no clue. I don't cover Mexico weather. I don't have access to those sort of radars. Let me put a track on this specific storm, because this, again, the tornado warned storm. It says it's going about 15 miles per hour, which seems pretty believable. It's not moving very fast. I'm going to put it about 18 just in case it might speed up or anything like that. Yeah, here's a look at it. So Guyman right around 9:56, Optima 10:02, Hooker 10:13, and Hardesty right around 10:45. That's the track as of right now. Again, this is a bit of a slower moving storm. We have other storms, a whole line of storms again coming toward Oklahoma later tonight. That'll be rolling through central Kansas. Here's a look at this storm as well. This is the one with a confirmed tornado in southwestern Kansas. This is heading down to the southeast, by the way, so I'm going to put a track on this one. This storm is moving a bit faster. It's on about 30 miles per hour or so. So let me go and put a track on this one. And this is a look at the track. So if it kind of goes in the same direction it's going as of right now, you can see Johnson 9:47, which actually it's going to be there in a few more minutes, or a little bit earlier than that. Richfield 10:12, and as well as Hugoton right around 10:53. I can't say names today. That's the track on that storm as well. That is an observed tornado again that's going down to the southeast. We also have a tornado warning, by the way. That's actually new. This is for far eastern parts of Colorado. So we have another warning there. Also, the severe thunderstorm watch, by the way, did get extended into areas right along Interstate 40 near just off to the north of Hereford and off to the west of Amarillo. So we have actually a new severe thunderstorm watch for the western Texas Panhandle. So we'll watch this area as well very closely for some severe weather tonight. This storm over here, right along and just to the north of Interstate 40, producing some hail up to the size of golf balls. That's just to the southeast of Logan, and Logan also has a little storm over here to the west that has a little bit of a hook, maybe a little bit there. It's also producing $half sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So again, the main storms as of right now, a little area of storms right now in far eastern New Mexico. That'll eventually enter into the Panhandle of Texas over the next hour or so. We obviously have the tornado warnings ongoing, and this is a very dangerous cell, by the way. Again, destructive supercell producing damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour, as well as the potential for some hen egg-sized hail. And again, there's pretty good rotation on this storm, so make sure you're seeking shelter. Again, if you're in Guyman or as well as Optima, get ready to seek shelter if there's a new tornado warning there. Especially stay away from windows, by the way. Damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour is very life-threatening and destructive, so just make sure you're staying away from windows in the lowest floor of your house if possible. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, that's going to be for 80 mile per hour wind gusts and now up to 3-inch sized hail. So that's just a little bit higher than tennis ball sized hail for Optima, Guyman, and as well as Hugh. Those areas are included in the new severe thunderstorm warning. So it does not seem like they'll issue a new tornado warning yet, but the main threat as of right now with this storm will be damaging winds, again, up to 80 miles per hour, and as well as up to 3-inch in diameter hail. That means around tennis ball sized or maybe just a little bit larger than that. And again, this storm up here just to the west of Johnson has a confirmed tornado on the ground. That is moving toward Richfield. It's in the rural areas of right now. We'll cover it a bit more if it starts to get closer to Richfield, but make sure you're seeking shelter if you're in that warning as well. So those are the main storms as of right now. And again, an 88 mile per hour wind gust has already been reported with this storm. So it's a very dangerous storm now, right now, heading down to the southeast. Nice, Christopher, nice. Good to hear. There's a storm outside of Alabama. I can look at my phone. I'm not going to go to it because this is, again, a tornado warning for those in the Oklahoma Panhandle. I'm going to focus on this one mostly, but I'll look real quick. Alabama is just seeing a lot of rain. I don't see any severe weather there. All right, so let's see. I'm going to probably go back to the radar site off to the east. There was an observed tornado again in far western and southwestern Kansas. There's obviously a tornado warning still ongoing here for areas just north of Guyman, and this is going off to the southeast as of right now. This will likely go possibly into the Texas Panhandle. It's kind of going off to the east-southeast right now. Eventually go toward, again, Guyman as well as Optima. Eventually go toward Hardesty as well. And then right along probably Highway 412 and eventually possibly toward Perryton, maybe Booker. That's kind of the track after, probably midnight or so when that storm goes down to the southeast. So again, ongoing tornado warning for those in the Texas County area. This is a very dangerous storm, very large hail core right here. So just keep that in mind. Up to 3-inch sized hail is going to be possible with this storm. Again, that's heading toward Optima and Guyman and maybe even closer to Hooker as well. So those areas be under the radar for this sort of storm. Again, damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour is also a possibility as this moves down to the east-southeast. Glenna, the storm doesn't have to move fast for it to have strong damaging winds. It just depends on the updrafts and downdrafts of the thunderstorm. It doesn't have really anything to do with the speed of the storm. So yeah, again, for those that are just tuning in, we have an ongoing tornado warning for the western Oklahoma. This is the Oklahoma Panhandle, again, for Texas County. And again, this is just to the northwest of Optima. This is currently producing a low-end tornado threat at this time, but I would still be making sure you're in shelter right now. Again, this is producing also damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour and up to tennis ball plus size hail. So very large hail out of the storm without a doubt. And again, this is moving out of the southeast. It'll eventually probably go toward areas like Booker on the near future. The storm is moving, let's see, 30 miles per hour now. So it says 30 miles per hour. Let me put a new track on this storm. I'm going to put it at about 25, maybe a little bit more than that. Just kind of give an idea of when the storm might arrive to your location. So Guyman right around 9:45 within the next few minutes, to be honest, they will reach your location. Optima's forecasted for about 9:50, might be a little bit earlier than that. Again, you should be in shelter or away from windows at least earlier than that. Hooker 10:01 and then Hardesty right around 10:20. That's your timing on the new updated timing, at least on the severe thunderstorm warning. It said about 30. I put about 28 on here, so just kind of give it a little bit of a rough estimate. Booker would probably be right around 11:30 or so. So we'll continue to move down to the east-southeast. And again, there was a confirmed tornado, and there is a confirmed tornado as of right now to the west of Johnson. That's going down to the southeast toward Richfield. Again, we'll have more coverage on that storm if it does enter into any populated areas or any areas with population in general. As of right now, this is a very, very rural area just to the south of Mantar. And this hail, dude, this storm is insane. This storm is actually producing hail beyond tennis ball size. We've actually seen 4-inch size hail at this storm. So extremely large hail is happening with this storm right now west of Johnson. So there is obviously a lot ongoing here down in southwestern Kansas and as well as the Oklahoma Panhandle. And for those that are just tuning in, just to make sure that you're aware, I'm only covering Oklahoma, Texas, and as well as central and southern Kansas weather. So if you have any questions about the other storms, you can let me know, but I'm primarily going to focus on these storms because I don't want to keep jumping around a bunch in this live stream. I'd like to be a bit more specific this time. Last live stream was just all over the place. So no need to be scared, Kevin. Just be prepared. Gotta be prepared in these situations. Be prepared is better than really anything. Buckshot, I don't think so. I really haven't seen anything that would indicate that. The jet stream moving down to the south. I mean, we've been in a weather pattern where we're really not seeing any troughs dip down at all really through the plains. So I really don't expect us at this point to see that jet stream dip. Just for example, GFS model I'm looking at on my other screen right now. I mean, there's obviously this one little trough right now that's kind of dipping down across. It will eventually go through the Ohio Valley. But I just don't see the jet stream dipping that much. I think if any severe weather is going to happen for the rest of the summer, it's going to be in the central and northern Great Plains. And maybe even, the high southern plains. Obviously, Oklahoma is going to have a potential for severe weather a couple of times over the next, couple of weeks. So, or at least over the next couple of days and possibly going into next week as well. So those in Oklahoma and obviously Kansas and whatnot, definitely going to see more severe weather. And even the Oklahoma Panhandle, obviously they see severe weather pretty often as well. And again, we have a confirmed tornado just for those that are just tuning in. There was hail up to the size, again, of grapefruit size with this storm. You can see all the white there. That's representing extremely large hail. And there's also a tornado that touched down on the ground by law enforcement. It was reported at 9:18 p.m. right along 89. And again, that's moving down to the southeast in just west of Johnson. This storm, again, I'll cover a bit more if it starts moving to a bit more of a populated area. As of right now, we still have a tornado warning ongoing for those in Oklahoma. So just make sure you're seeking shelter. Again, this is a destructive supercell currently producing damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour and as well as up to 3-inch sized hail. So that's up to tennis ball size. Again, that's for Guyman as well as Optima. Again, a tornado is still possible with this storm beyond the tornado warning. So keep that in mind if you have any. If you're outside or anything like that, make sure you get indoors, by the way, if you're anywhere near the storm. That's pretty obvious, pretty self-explanatory. But rotation as of right now, nothing I'm really concerned about as of now. Again, there's not a new tornado warning. They issued a severe thunderstorm warning for this storm. But again, 80-mile-per-hour winds and as well as a hail, again, up to the size of tennis ball plus is possible with this storm in Guyman as well as Optima. So even if there's not a tornado, this can very well cause straight line wind damage, which can include trees falling down and, all sorts of different damage. Again, just stay in an interior room of your house and away from windows. That's the best thing you can do in a storm like this. Again, it's a very dangerous storm, looking at a very potent atmosphere right now. Again, for those near Guyman as well as Optima, currently under not just a tornado warning, but as well as a severe thunderstorm warning. Make sure you seek shelter again immediately if you're just tuning in for those areas. Yeah, we have a confirmed tornado over just to the southwest of Mantar. Not going to focus on that one too much unless it starts getting toward a populated region. This is our main storm as of right now. I am back, yes. I went off for just a little bit. I had to eat, so if I didn't eat, then I wouldn't have been able to go probably live for as long as I am now. If you're just tuning in, by the way, make sure to hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. We're only 10 likes away from 50. Yeah, we're going to be covering the severe weather in Oklahoma, southern and central Kansas, and Texas. I'm not focusing that much on northern Kansas or in southern Nebraska. I'm going to mainly be specifying these sort of storms so I don't jump around as much. Any upcoming hurricanes? Yeah, there's actually a possibility that we see a tropical storm or hurricane going into not this week, but not this week, but next week or maybe late next week. But at this point, I can't really give a specific date on that yet. Don't we get lightning shows anymore in New York? Yeah, there's some storms there sometimes, but yeah, I mean, they're usually not that severe up there anyways. Yeah, for those that are just tuning in, there's an ongoing tornado warning. This has been producing, again, hail up to the size of grapefruits just to the southwest of Mantar. This is, again, heading down to the southeast, going toward 51. And as well as 27. So this is moving down to the southeast. Stream you were watching went out. That might explain why I just got a huge spike in viewers, by the way. Because I just went from 50 to I think 170 in 2 seconds. That was kind of weird. But welcome, of Hope you're doing well. And if anybody else is just joining in, again, we're primarily focusing on the storms right now across Oklahoma, Texas, and as well as southern and central Kansas. We'll be doing that over the next several hours. If you're just tuning in, make sure to like the live stream and as well subscribe. Again, we do live streams like this all the time. And I will be keeping you updated. Again, this is going to be a very chill live stream. We're not going to be panicking by any means. We're going to keep this very clean, and we're going to make sure that we're being very honest about the storms out there as of right now. Okay, as of right now, there's a tornado warning for this storm. It's about to expire, but there is still some rotation here. This warning that got extended again for Guyman as well as Optima is still producing the potential for hail up to the size of 3 inches. So that's tennis ball plus sized hail, as well as damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. But it also is a tornado possible storm even beyond that tornado warning. So there's still a possibility that we see a tornado or something like that along with this storm. It's pretty much rain wrap situation if there is one. Going up in the upper levels a little bit. As of right now, the rotation is still there in the upper levels. I mean, it's not tight, but it's definitely there for those that are just west of Guyman right now. So that's moving down off to the east as of right now. I need a mod. Yeah, I might have to get one at some point. I probably will at some point. Thank you, June, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. Yeah, David, this event has been pretty crazy. It has been a very crazy event. I was live earlier, and I just came back on live a few minutes ago. And yeah, this event has been insane. We've been seeing a lot of tornado warnings and stuff like that. By the way, for those that are just tuning in, there is a confirmed tornado southwest of Mantar. This storm, again, has been producing grapefruit-sized hail. I'm going to go back over to the radar site over near Dodge City, just so we can get a little bit better of a view on this storm. And this has a massive hail core, by the way. I'm the only one streaming on YouTube, am I? What, did Ryan Hall's stream go out or something like that? Yeah, Storm Watcher. There will be storms in the Oklahoma City area later tonight. I will have more details on that as well. Lots in Oklahoma, probably will see some storms too as well later tonight. Here's a look at the rotation as of right now. So I don't see anything that's tight at this point. Again, this would probably be the area of where there might be a tornado, but it seems to be at least somewhat broad at this point, southwest of Mantar. Now, again, this was a confirmed tornado back up in Colorado. It might not be confirmed as of right now. Again, this hail is producing, or this storm, excuse me, is producing hail up to the size of 3 inches, at least in this area now. It was up to 4 inches at one point. It's now down to about tennis ball plus sized hail. That's going toward Richfield again. Let me put a track on this storm for those that might be just tuning in, so we can get an idea of where this is heading here over the next several minutes. Kind of give you an idea of where it's going as it moves down to the southeast. So Richfield, 1019, Rolla, 1045, Hugoton right around 1054, Tyrone right around 1140, and then Hooker right around 1140 as well. So those in potentially like Texas County, Oklahoma might see the storm or might see 2 storms tonight. So just keep that in mind if you're up there over near the Oklahoma Panhandle. So again, going back to the storm for those near Guyman as well as Hooker, that storm is producing, again, damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour, as well as the hail up to the size of 3 inches. So tennis ball sized hail plus. Oh, did it, James? Yeah, again, if you guys are new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Again, we do a lot of weather around the central and southern plains. Primarily, again, focusing on the Texas storms as well as Oklahoma, as well as anything in southern and central Kansas. I'm not really going to look too much into the northern or southern Nebraska and northern Kansas storms, since they're kind of a bit, like, at this point, just too many storms to count. So primarily focusing on a simple area as of right now. And if there's any other tornado warnings up there, we'll definitely go and take a look at those. But as of right now, this tornado warning is probably going to be let to expire by the National Weather Service. The storm going toward Guyman as of right now, as well as Optima, is again producing damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour, as well as hail up to the size of 3 inches. And again, that also includes Hugh as well, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, if you have any questions, by the way, any questions about any of the weather ongoing, definitely leave them in the chat. Again, this is a very interactive stream. We'll keep you updated with the latest on the severe weather ongoing as of right now. Almost every stream on YouTube just crashed? Really? That's weird. Maybe it's not just his issue then. Maybe it's a lot of people's. I'm surprised mine's still up then. Yeah, Storm Watcher. That storm right now is producing, again, damaging winds around 80 miles per hour and hail up the size of 3 inches. Let me go to the hail radar and kind of show you what it looks like, at least estimated by radar. Because the hail estimated by radar is probably going to be pretty high. Let's go and take a look. So here's a look at the hail being estimated by radar with this storm. So it's been peaked at around 3 and potentially 3.5 inches of hail. That's like the diameter at this point. So pretty close to grapefruit sized hail at one point. Now, as of recently near Guyman as well as Optima, the hailstone sizes being estimated by radar, now it's not always accurate. It could be a little bit higher than this, or it could even be a little bit lower than this, is right around ping pong ball sized hail near Optima and Guyman. So that's just something to keep in mind right along, again, Highway 4112 and as well as 3. So those areas right now near Guyman, that's the hailstone sizes there. And the other storm back up here to the north is producing potentially hail up to the size of about 3 inches as well. So again, right around tennis ball plus sized hail there is also going to be possible there. And there's also 4 tornado warnings right now, really 3 to be specific, with the ones down here in eastern Colorado and as well as into the Oklahoma Panhandle, and as well as Kansas. So that's what we have as of right now. Here's a look at this tornado warning as of right now. Yeah, tennis ball size hail is very dangerous. Again, make sure you're taking those proper precautions tonight. Put in your car in your garage. Do what you got to do. Again, it's very important that you take those proper precautions and stay prepared tonight. Make sure you are prepared for any sort of warnings. Again, we'll be covering this event throughout the entire evening, as well as potentially into the overnight hours. So we're going to be probably live for at least another 3 to 4 hours. So we'll be covering the storms as they go throughout Kansas and as well as into Oklahoma. So make sure you are, again, following our page here, subscribed, and turn on post notifications. We'll be live probably for the next 3 to 4 hours. So it's our main storm as of right now near Optima and Guyman. Again, it's heading down to the southeast. Let me put a track on this one as well. I know a lot of you guys just joined us, and I'm going to kind of give you a track on this storm as well. Kind of give you an idea of where it's heading as of right now. Get a track of where it's going. So it's about 30 miles per hour. That's being estimated by radar, which is probably pretty accurate. So the timing's on the left side of your screen. So Hardesty right around at 10:15, Perryton right around 11:08, Booker 11:27, and I'm not going to really try to pronounce that last name, but 11:47 for Darzet, maybe I'm saying the name right, but that's going down to the east-southeast. Again, this storm will be heading possibly into the Texas Panhandle here over the next couple of hours, so just keep that in mind if you're over in the northern Texas Panhandle. I know it's a pretty rural area up there, but might be some storms heading your way. Again, our ongoing confirmed tornado is just to the southwest of Johnson. Again, the storm is heading down to the southeast, and let me go and take a look if there's anything else up there. There's a tornado warning up in southern Nebraska. Again, I'm primarily going to be focusing on central southern Kansas, as well as Oklahoma, and as well as Texas. Those are our main areas that we're covering tonight, because there's a lot of warnings ongoing. By the way, thank you, William, Roach, and as well as Shane for subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome. And again, this is the ongoing tornado warning southwest of Johnson, and we got an ongoing tornado warning again just to the west of Optima. That's about to expire. The main threat now for Optima and Guyman is going to be that potential for damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour, as well as hail up to the size of tennis ball plus sized hail. That's going toward Hardesty as well. So that'll be the next place in the track of this storm. What we've seen by radar estimates at this point is pretty much around possibly ping pong ball to golf ball sized hail, but it very well could be larger. Obviously, the radar is not always accurate in that regard in terms of the hailstone size. So again, the storm's heading down to the southeast as of right now, just south of Hooker. That's right along Highway 54, by the way, right now. So that tornado warning should be let to expire. Again, we got a couple of other ones ongoing. One in eastern Colorado. There's one, obviously, in western portions of Kansas, southwest Kansas, the far southwestern extent of Kansas. There's also one in southern Nebraska. This is the one near Mantar as of right now. It has a confirmed tornado. Let's go back to the velocities here. And you can see the winds again going away from the radar, and then these are the ones going toward the radar. That's your area of rotation. It does not seem to be that strong at this point, so there could possibly still be a tornado, but as of now, I don't think they've updated the warning. There might still be a tornado, but I'm almost 90% sure there probably isn't one. But if there is one, again, make sure you're still in shelter. This is, again, southwest of Mantar. And again, we have an ongoing tornado warning for those in eastern Colorado. This moving down to the southeast as well, producing hail up to the size of potentially baseballs or even tennis balls. And again, that is also tornado warned. I don't think I can get much of a velocity scale on this one. It looks like this is the area of rotation. And again, the winds are going away from the radar and winds going toward the radar. Got your counterclockwise spin there. And if we go ahead and line that up with the reflectivity, yeah, I don't see any hook, to be honest with you, but there's a little bit of rotation there, so there very well could still be a possibility for a tornado with that storm. We just had a report, by the way, of golf ball sized hail here near Mantar, so just keep that in mind for those that are just to the southwest of Mantar as of right now. And if you just tuned in, by the way, there was a report about 40 minutes ago of a almost a 90 mile per hour wind gust over near Eva. So this is just off into the Texas County, Oklahoma area. So there was actually extremely large hail reported there as well. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, these storms are very potent and very dangerous tonight. Yeah, if you have any questions about the ongoing storms, make sure to let me know in chat. We're only 3 likes away, by the way, from 100, so I would appreciate if you hit the like button on the stream. Also, consider subscribing. It's completely free. And again, we do live streams like this all the time for all severe weather events. It's not just the ones that are big. We also do the small ones as well, and we really cover everything. So we'll keep you updated with the latest. Obviously, I'll be live probably tomorrow, and as well as Thursday. I'll definitely be live on Thursday, it looks like, and then probably on Friday as well. So be live for a lot of them. And again, southwest of Hooker right now, we got a destructive severe thunderstorm warning, producing damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour and 3-inch sized hail. Now, a lot of these storms back up here to the north, again, I'm not really going to cover them until they probably get closer to Interstate 70. But obviously, this is going to be our main line of storms. This will all move down to the south toward Oklahoma. Let me go and put a track on these storms for those that might be in this area real quick. I'm just going to make a big line. If I can find a radar around here, this is probably the closest one. All right, here we go. So let me put a track on these storms. Give you an idea of when they might arrive to your location. Again, for those in central Kansas and as well as southern Kansas, I'll kind of give you an idea of at least over the next 2 hours of when these storms might reach your location. They're all moving about 45 to 50 miles per hour down to the south. So that's kind of our timing at this point. I'm not going to do the entire line, but I'll do at least this part here. And again, that should be a good amount here, about 46. So I'll go to about 45, 46 miles per hour here. So this is a bit of the timing. Now we're going to have the main cities on the left side of your screen. So that's the timing on this line of storms. Patrice right around 11 or 10:01, excuse me. Fairbury right around 10:10. Eventually Clay Center 11:05, Hayes 11:07, Russell 11:11, Salina right around 11:35, Abilene 11:39, Manhattan right around 11:39 as well, and Junction City 11:43. It'll eventually get close to the Great Bend, by the way, right around 11:55. I know a few of you guys might be watching from that location. So that's your timing guide again for this line of storms. It's producing extreme damaging winds again up to around 70 to 75 miles per hour, and it's also producing hail up to the size of quarters to half dollars across most of this line. There's a couple of storms producing possibly up to ping pong ball size hail like this one near Patrice right now, but other than that, we're really just looking at a damaging wind threat here over the next several hours with this line of storms. There is a tornado warning ongoing up here in Hebron right now. Let me go and take a look at the velocities real quick. I know a lot of you guys might be tuning in from other locations, so I will take a look at this real quick. And the rotation, actually, I don't think there's much rotation here. Wait, let me go and get the right velocities on here. And my radar just glitched out. There we go. All right, so there's actually an area of rotation up here near Hebron right now. That's a bit stronger. There's obviously a little bit broad rotation here. So there's actually an area that's stronger right along Route 80 or Highway 85 right now near Hebron. So that might actually get tornado warned. Yeah, there's a little hook right here. This might actually end up getting tornado warned here pretty shortly. That is obviously a bit stronger rotation in terms of what we're seeing right now. That's definitely a lot tighter than what we're looking at down here near Chester. So definitely a lot more of rotation up here near Hebron right now for those that are anywhere right along 136 and really anywhere right along Highway 81 as well. By the way, I do apologize if I'm missing any chat messages or any questions. Again, if you have a question, I'll hopefully get to it at some point. I'm primarily focusing again. We're going to focus on actually this storm, I think. Somebody said there's an observed tornado. Is it this one? The tornado warnings, by the way, down here in southwestern Kansas have expired. I'm going to go really focus on this one because there is possibly a tornado here near Hebron right now. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. It helps our page out a lot. We're a small page here on YouTube. A lot of these live streams, we do all the weather events. And there's some rotation up here near Hebron right now. And by the way, damaging winds again up to 80 miles per hour will be possible with this line of storms as moved down to the south. Right along 136 right now, there's a bit of rotation. It's not tornado warned, but we might see a tornado warning here pretty shortly. There is some broad rotation in here as well near Chester. So we're going to watch that as well very closely here over the next several minutes. And next radar update, I believe, is coming in right now. So we'll have that data in a second. This is the 9:59 radar, so we should get that here in a minute again. By the way, the time is in Central Time Zone for those that might be out of the area. So it shows at the top left of your screen. Got your rotation right now near Hebron. Thank you, Ian, as well as Kara, for subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome. Thank you, thank you. All right, Hooker, Oklahoma is no longer under a tornado warning, or they weren't actually to begin with, but there is potential for damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour in that area. Yes, I don't know. You're correct. Or IDK. This is an area of rotation. It hasn't been tornado warned yet, but there's obviously a possibility that this might actually get tornado warned. I haven't seen it. Obviously, the warning hasn't come up yet, but there very well could be possibly a tornado warning with that. There's a little bit of rotation here. You kind of have a couple notches here. You got one little inflow notch going to this storm. You also got one kind of going in here as well, just to the north of Chester. So there's a couple of areas. We have a little bit of inflow going to these storms. There's also a 71 mile per hour wind gust report, by the way, near Ruskin. So just to the south of Ruskin, there was a 71 mile per hour wind gust. I'm guessing that was from straight line winds, by the way. So Dodge City is under a severe thunderstorm watch now. Is there a new severe thunderstorm watch, or did it just get extended? Oh yeah, there's a new severe thunderstorm watch for anywhere near Dodge City through, as well as Canadian, as well as Perryton. So there's actually a new one there for the Texas Panhandle as well. We're going to primarily focus on this tornado warning, though, near Hebron right now, because they're just to the south of there. There might be a new one again near Hebron. If you're in Hebron, I would recommend just being in shelter just in case, because there is a little bit of rotation in there. We haven't gotten a radar update yet, or it's coming in actually right now. So let's see what it looks like here. That's right along 136. So here's a look at the storms as of right now. So it looks like the inflow may have got cut off a little bit. I'm going to take a look at the velocities here in a second. Just to the south, that near Chester, there's a little bit more of a area that it could be some inflow going into. So here's a look at the radar. So again, there's an area of rotation here near Chester, and that's kind of going down this direction. So I'll eventually go toward Habel, and then eventually down to the south of Hebron right now. There's a little area of rotation here. It's broad as of right now. It was a little bit stronger a second ago, but it's definitely an area to watch very closely. That is just to the north of the initial tornado warning. So this will be interesting to watch. That's going to be going toward Reynolds. Again, make sure you're seeking shelter if you're in that tornado warning near Chester, as well as near Byron as well, just off to the east of Byron. So again, Byron doesn't have to be in shelter, but definitely anywhere near Chester or Habel or Hubble, one of those two. This is going to be under that tornado warning as of right now. Again, this is also producing quarter-sized hail. That's going toward Reynolds, so just keep that in mind. Make sure, again, you're seeking shelter. We're only 19 likes away from 150. If you haven't already hit the like button, I would really appreciate it. A lot of you guys are watching, haven't hit the like button. As well as make sure to subscribe. Again, this is a very interactive stream, and we do live streams every day on this sort of stuff. So just stay updated again with our page. Again, my name is going to be changing at some point to not just North Texas Weather Center, because it hasn't really been North Texas weather. It's mostly everything now. All right, sorry if I missed any questions. I do apologize if you have any questions, though. Try to put them in the chat. Try to see if I can get to some of them. Yeah, there's definitely a very dangerous storm up here near Hebron right now. Again, we have a couple of areas of rotation. One near Hebron as of right now, not tornado warned. This is the one near Chester that is tornado warned. It is a little bit more prominent because it has a bit more of an inflow going into the storm. This one up here has a bit more of a cutoff inflow, so it's going to be a little bit hard for this storm to rotate, but definitely a much more dangerous storm near Chester right now. Again, tornado is going to be possible with this storm at any time. And again, the warning details are on the left side of your screen, so you can see up to 10:15 p.m. This warning will be ongoing until may get extended as well, so just keep that in mind. And here's a little bit of a wider look at the entire line of storms. And we have an ongoing tornado warning in Colorado. It's in a rural area, so I'm not really going to cover that one either. And again, for those that are in the Oklahoma Panhandle, there's an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning that's producing damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour, and as well as the potential for up to 3-inch sized hail. So that's in Texas County, Oklahoma. Here's again the track on these storms, just for those that are just tuning in. So kind of give you an idea of when you can expect storms. Again, Hayes will be right around 10:59. Clay Center 11:01. Russell 11:06. Salina right around 11:34. Manhattan 11:36. Abilene 11:37. Junction City as well as 11:37. Great Bend 11:53. That is your timing as of right now as these storms head down to the south. So just keep that in mind. No problem, Virginia. No problem at all. Yes, you're correct, Stormwatcher. How do you see the inflow? Well, that's a good question. So with a storm like this, and actually we just got another radar update, so that will give you a bit more of an idea of what we're looking at. So inflow is something that you kind of look at with storms. Now, it's a bit more like something you have to kind of, study weather for to, know more about it. But this little area of inflow, basically what we're looking at is for that little like green and yellow shaded area into potentially like a little hook. So this is like a little hook right here, a little bit of an inflow going into the storm here. That's where your rotation is. So just to the west of Habel right now. Again, this storm's moving off to the east. There's a little area of rotation with this tornado warning. Now, if we take a look at the velocities, for example, that's not the velocity. That's a very blurry velocities. If you take a look at these velocities, though, you can see that's where your area of rotation is. It's basically right where that inflow is. So the inflow helps to spin up the storms a little bit. And you really need a healthy inflow for storms to actually have a hook and be able to develop. And you can see that rotation is really where that hook is. So we have inflow obviously going into the storms, or storm, excuse me. Obviously, we have that little hook going around the storm, and then we have the inflow that kind of helps to spin these storms up. And obviously, we have a good amount of low-level shear around here. That's going to be help to initiate some isolated tornadoes as well tonight. And again, most of these tornadoes will be brief and weak if any do occur. Let me go and circle this real quick because there's still some broad rotation up here. I don't really see anything that's very depicted, though, of maybe a tornado threat there. Definitely a better notch, though, in this storm near Chester and Habel. It's moving off to the east. Now, overall, tornado threat is still low tonight. I know we've seen a lot of tornado warnings. Obviously, they've been pretty scattered across the entire region. But again, large hail, damaging winds being the main threats tonight. Kansas City could very well see some storms later tonight, Max. Definitely for sure. No problem, Brian. Appreciate you tuning in. Again, if you have any questions about any of the ongoing weather, definitely let me know in chat. Won't be live for a while tonight, so sure stay updated again with our page for the latest. And again, we'll probably be going live at some point tomorrow evening for the severe weather in the Texas Panhandle and possibly even across the Mississippi Valley. I don't know if I'll do too much of the Mississippi Valley, but we might. And we'll also go live on Thursday for the slight risk event across the central and southern plains. Let's go back down to Texas real quick, and we'll go back up to that tornado warning again in a moment. This is an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning for those in Guyman as well as Hardesty. Damaging winds up now 70 miles per hour and up to Hennig-sized hail is possible with this storm. That's going toward, it's actually in optimize of right now. I'll eventually go toward Perryton. So that's just a new update on that warning. We also have another storm ongoing here just south of Elkhart. That's producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, and as well as that Hennig-sized hail threat. This storm just to the south of Mantar is producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, and as well as hail up to the size of tennis balls. So again, that's going to be going toward Richfield here over the next several minutes. Again, it's heading southeast about 25 miles per hour. There's also a storm tornado warned right now in eastern Colorado. Again, it's in a pretty rural area. I'll cover it if we have any new information on it, but as of right now, hail up to the size of baseballs is also going to be possible with that storm. And let's go back over here to Nebraska and as well as Kansas. Again, storms are starting to enter into northern Kansas, so we'll be watching those storms pretty closely for you as well. And let's go ahead and take a look at the velocities. Another radar update here, so should be out of this tornado warning here pretty shortly. Here's a look at the storm relative velocities. And again, we have an area of rotation up here that's not tornado warned. This area of rotation is a little bit more prominent in terms of like a little hook. You can kind of see, let's just go in and circle here on the radar. You can see there's a little bit more of an inflow here. It's kind of getting weaker though. This area here is rain wrapped to the north of Chester. So I have a couple of areas of interest right now in terms of rotation. We just got another radar update, so kind of brings it a little bit further east. Here's back to the reflectivity. So this area has a bit more of an inflow near Hubble as of right now. Obviously up here to the north of that is not nearly as up of a storm. So just kind of keep that in mind. Moved off to the east. The title's old. Should say Nebraska now. Sorry. Thank you. I sometimes don't. I forget to update my title occasionally. By the way, thank you, Lolly, for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. No comment, but I do appreciate you very much. That's very generous of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Storm Chaser or Storm Watcher. Appreciate it. Yeah, we do live streams like this all the time, so you're not missing out on anything. Again, live for the rest of this evening. We'll be live probably until 1 or 2 this morning. So in CST time, that means about 3 a.m. my time. Angel, this line might go toward Dodge City, but again, damaging wind's gonna be the main threat tonight. Yeah, we got some severe weather over in Texas. I'm gonna actually mainly focus on this line of storms right now. We got an ongoing tornado warning. It's our only tornado warning really in an area of population. The other one is not really in a populated area. That's in Colorado. But again, we'll keep you updated with that one with any new details if anything happens there. As of right now, no confirmed tornado as of yet, but we do have radar indicated rotation. A couple of areas of rotation as of right now. Again, I would not be surprised if we get a second tornado warning up here with this cell. This has some pretty much stronger rotation, to be honest, to the north of Habel. But this is the actual tornado warned storm is actually down here now outside of Nebraska. So now it's into far northern Kansas near Narca as of right now. But we very well could see a new tornado warning. So I'm going to keep an eye on this storm very closely. I'm actually going to primarily focus on this storm. And this is where your area of rotation is mainly right now. That's right there. So just to the north of Habel. Yeah, it's possibly a rain-wrapped tornado as well. But thank you, Shane, as well as Ben, for subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome. Thank you. Again, I appreciate you, Lolly, with the $5 super chat. Really appreciate it. Let's see. Wind speed on the ground. Let me go take a look. I think these storms are warned for 70 miles per hour. The new warning down here near Belleville is currently down to 60. And Ping Pong Wall-sized hail, by the way. The storm here is for 70 miles per hour. I can take a look at the storm relative velocity. It hasn't been overly accurate tonight in terms of estimated wind speeds. It says about 58 possibly, but very well could be higher. 60 down here near Munden right now, near Narca as well. So that very well could be a little bit higher in terms of wind speeds. But obviously we saw the storm down there in the Texas, like the Texas County, Oklahoma area. That actually showed, like it had a 90 mile per hour wind gust. Estimated by radar was like 50. So it's not always accurate, but it can be accurate in a lot of instances. Usually I add about 25% to some of these numbers in some instances, not all of them. That was also much further away from the radar site, which would hence be why it did not show an accurate reading. So again, we have a tornado warning ongoing near Chester and Habel. Again, this is moving off to the east. The actual rotation now is to the south and also to the north of those areas. So just kind of keep that in mind. We have 2 areas of rotation in between, actually really outside of the tornado warnings now. So it's kind of weird, but going back to the velocities. Again, here's a look at the velocities as of right now. So again, main area of rotation, in my opinion, is back up here to the north now, just to the west of Reynolds. There's also an area here near Narca. Again, there might be a new tornado warning at some point. As of right now, we have nothing new yet, but we very well could see something in the next few minutes. We have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing across southern Nebraska and also entering the northern Kansas. And we have a severe thunderstorm watch, by the way, for southern Iowa and northern Missouri. When I was live earlier. I don't think that was there. Again, we have a tornado warning down here. Let me go and take a look real quick at the storms down here in southwestern Kansas. Yeah, we have a tornado warning ongoing in eastern Colorado. The storm, I don't believe, is rotating too much, but it might be in the latest scans. We haven't looked here in a second. Here's a look at the velocities as of right now. Still some rotation. Very strong winds, by the way. So this storm could very well produce, again, some fairly strong winds. It's tornado warned right now just to the north of 116. That is moving down to the southeast as of right now. Destructive supercell, again, producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, as well as up to baseball-sized hail, potentially as high as tennis ball-sized hail near Richfield and Johnson. New warning likely going to get issued with that storm as well. There's a severe thunderstorm warning just to the north of Guyman as well. They already just got hit by a very damaging storm. Another one is coming your way, but it should be able to weaken due to how much rain they just saw. It should help to weaken the storm out a little bit, but this storm down here is again producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, and as well as up to hen egg sized hail. And it's a very dangerous storm just south of 412. Let's go back up to the north, see if there's any new tornado warnings. As of yet, we have not seen a new one. Again, we could see something get issued here in a moment. Again, there's been a lot of damaging wind reports, by the way. 63, 59, 61. This whole entire line of storms possibly producing at least 60 mile per hour winds across this entire line, which I don't know how long this line of storms is. I don't think it's a derecho, but we're going to take a look from the west to east. And as of right now, the line's actually about 230 miles or so. So if it can continue to grow, we actually could potentially see a derecho to some extent. So very well something to be watching for here. And this tornado warning is about to expire here just to the north of Munden, right along the Nebraska as well as Kansas border. Rainy, I'll definitely look at that one here in a second. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button. We're only 16 likes away from 175. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button as well. We do live streams like this all the time. I would appreciate it. Be live here for the rest of this evening to the overnight hours, so we'll be here for a while. All right, let's go and take a look at... all right, so that tornado warning just expired. Again, we'll watch that area closely to see if anything new gets issued. There's a storm going to the Texas Panhandle now. We'll go to this one real quick. This is producing some pretty heavy hail. Actually, it's down only quarter-sized, but I won't really look too much into this, but it's producing quarter-sized hail, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. The storm back out to the west of New Mexico is producing much larger hail. It's around golf ball size near Logan as of right now, and also up to damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So a couple new warnings over there. There's obviously a storm ongoing here near Hardesty right now and near Guyman. That's producing damaging winds again up to 70 miles per hour, and as well as up to hen egg sized hail. Here's a look at the rotation as of right now and velocity. So as of right now, I'm not seeing anything that would depict at least a tornado at this point or anything like that, but there's definitely still some rotation here just to the southwest of Hardesty. So we'll definitely have to watch that storm very closely as well. And it's heading down to the southeast. It'll eventually enter into the Texas Panhandle here pretty soon. Definitely make sure you're monitoring that storm very closely, and we'll be monitoring it as well for you if there's any new tornado warnings or any destructive warnings or anything like that here over the next several minutes. And back out into eastern Colorado again, there's been some rotation with this tornado warned storm. We're going to be watching it very closely. Latest radar update, I think, is showing pretty tight rotation here. A little tightening right here. Might be a little bit of a tightening here in this storm, and again, it looks to be rain wrapped if there is a tornado. So there's potentially actually a tornado with this storm. Make sure you're keeping that in mind. Again, this is setting down to the southeast as of right now. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, for this storm. So now hail to the size of baseballs to tennis balls will be possible with this storm. It's heading down to the southeast near Walsh, right to the north of 160. And this is heading down to the south, producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, as well as the potential for baseball to tennis ball sized hail. We also have a new destructive severe thunderstorm warning for Richfield. This is producing damaging winds now up to 70 miles per hour, and as well as the potential for tennis ball plus sized hail. So now we have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning again for southwestern Kansas as of right now. And again, we only have one tornado warning. I'm primarily going to focus on this one. Again, if there's any sort of new tornado warnings, we'll definitely make sure to let you know. For right now, we're going to primarily focus on this severe thunderstorm warning that is destructive again near Richfield. And let's go ahead and take a look at the velocities. I don't see much in terms of at least rotation, but there is probably going to be very large hail. Let's go to the hail radar, take a look at how large this hail is possibly as of right now, estimated by radar. And this is just to the south of Mantar as of right now. And here's a look at the hailstone sizes. So we're talking, again, it says up to 3-inch sized hail. Very well could be. As estimated by radar as of right now, before the warning got issued, is right around 3 inches. It's now around about baseball to maybe tennis ball sized hail. So somewhere in that range as of right now. It's peaking about 2.7 inches. It was around 3.2 inches just to the southwest of Mantar. So that's what we're looking at in terms of hailstone sizes as of right now. Again, those in Richfield, stay away from windows. Make sure you're in an interior of your house. Again, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour can definitely do some damage. And I can, again, knock over trees and stuff like that. And hail can break through windows. So it's always good to stay away from windows, especially with how much wind we have. Those hailstones can go into windows, like any house windows. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, make sure you're staying away from windows if you're near Richfield, as well as really anywhere in this area, near 51 and as well as 27. Now, let me go and turn off the hail radar here real quick. Actually, I'm going to turn back on the hail radar. Let's go back up here to the north real quick. I'm going to go and show you what the hail looks like across these areas, at least over the last hour. An idea of what the hailstone sizes are off to the north, and you can kind of see there's not a whole lot of hail producers. The main hail producers producing storms, right now are near Chester. That's producing around quarter size, that red indicating about quarter. Patrice right now is probably the largest hail out of this entire line. It's right around 1.7 inches, which is possibly up to golf ball size. Now the warning's only for quarter, so it might be even a little bit lower than that, but again, this is estimated by radar. And back off to the northeast of that, maybe up to quarter size hail near Syracuse. And that's basically it for this entire line of storms. So there isn't honestly that much hail, at least, involved with this entire line. But there is a lot of damaging winds, which, again, this is going to be our main threat from here on out for tonight. Tornado threat will still exist, so definitely make sure you have a plan in place. But overall, that tornado threat should be going on a little bit of a downhill slope, at least over the next few hours as we start to go into the overnight hours. Let me go back over to Dodge City's radar. And let's go back down to Guyman real quick. Again, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, and headache-sized hail is possible here near Hardesty. That's moving down to the southeast as of right now. All right, again, I'm going to get some questions now. I've missed a lot of questions here recently, but rainy, it's probably going to finish in southern Oklahoma, this line of storms. So it'll probably go until southern Oklahoma. It should kind of stop around there. And then eventually it will probably weaken out around there. It might even enter into far northern North Texas, but other than that, that's what we're looking at. Again, there's only one tornado warning as of right now. That warning is probably going to be let to expire. There is a potential still with the tornado with that storm. It's over in Colorado. Just to kind of give you a look real quick. Again, this storm is going to produce hail up to the size of, again, tennis balls possibly, as well as damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour near Walsh. So just keep that in mind. Change my title real quick. So the tornado warning expired. All right, there we go. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about headache-sized hail. I think any hail will give you a headache. Again, we have a destructive supercell right now near Richfield. This is, again, producing hail up to the size of tennis balls and damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. Heading down in the southeast. There's definitely a possibility we have a derecho with this, but it's going to have to be... It has to last 6 hours, and it might... This line of storms might last 6 hours. I just don't know if it's going to produce that magnitude of damage. Yes, it will go through central Oklahoma overnight, probably around 3 or 4 in the morning. I will not be live past 2:30. That's like kind of my limit at this point for tonight. Tornado warning in Kansas. All right, we have a new tornado warning. That was associated with that storm from earlier. Thank you, James. So we have a new tornado warning for Kansas off to the, basically around Lynn. So this is a new tornado warning. You can kind of see where the rotation is right off the bat. That's your inflow going into the storm. If there's going to be a tornado, it'll be located right about there. So again, a brand new tornado warning. Take a look at the velocities as of right now. This is to the southeast of Narca. And I just had good velocity radar here. There we go. So this is where area of rotation. It actually is pretty tight as of right now. Again, it's heading down to the southeast. I'll have to rename my title again. So again, those in Kansas, a new tornado warning was just issued right along the Nebraska and Kansas border. This is near Narca. Again, this is moving down to the southeast. A brand new tornado warning. Make sure you're seeking shelter immediately. That also includes Washington, Lynn, Morrowville, Haddam, as well as Mahaska. Maybe I'm saying that name right, but that's the areas that are included in this new tornado warning. Again, your rotation as of right now is actually fairly strong. And again, this is heading down to the southeast as of right now. Anywhere in this warning should be seeking shelter immediately away from windows. And it's a brand new tornado warning. Has a very pronounced inflow into the storm, as well as a pretty pronounced hook as well. So if there were to be a tornado, again, it'd be located right about there. Hey, Shelly, how you doing? Welcome back from Sacramento, California. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back. Trey, I do not. I've been thinking about getting a Discord though. We'll see. I'm on TikTok, Twitter, and all those platforms. If you want to follow me on those platforms, the links are in the description. But I might get a Discord at some point. Angel, this storm specifically is not going towards Dodge City. Again, this is in far northern Kansas. This is moving down to the southeast. It's going toward Marville and Washington. Again, Haddam is also included in this, just to the southeast of Narca right now. Again, this is a very strong rotation as of right now. We got a pretty pronounced inflow going into the storm. Got a hook right here. And again, rotation, that little area right now is just to the east, southeast of Narca. Next radar update should be coming in here, actually, probably right about now. This actually, no, it should be actually coming in a couple minutes. This is the latest radar update from just a few moments ago. Again, here's your rotation. As of right now, it's just the northwest of Haddam. Again, if you're in any of these areas, you should be in shelter now. You should not be waiting. Make sure you get into a safe place, interior of your house, and away from windows. And there's your area of rotation. It's a very pronounced hook as of right now. Here's your hook again. It's heading down to the southeast. I'm going to put a track on this storm to give you an idea of when this can arrive to your location. Again, you should not wait to seek shelter if you're in this warning. So you should definitely be seeking shelter immediately. The storm's actually moving pretty fast. But let me go and put a track on this one again. This is going to be on the entire line of storms. I'm not going to just do it on one part of it. So to give you an idea of where it's heading. So going about 50 miles per hour or so. So a bunch of towns and cities will be on the left side of your screen. So Washington is forecasted for about 1041. Marysville right around 1103. Blue Rapids 1109. Frankfort right around 1121. Onaga right around 1145. St. Mary's 1204. Holton right around 1210. Roseville 1212, and then eventually Silver Lake 1219. That's the timing on basically this little sector of this line of storms. That does not just include the tornado warning, also includes the entire area of storms here that's going down to the southeast as of right now. So just keep that in mind. Again, this is an ongoing tornado warning that we have near Mahaska, so the northeast of Haddam as of right now. Again, if you need the timing again on that specific area of the storms, again, make sure you just pause the live stream, or you can go back 10 seconds, take a screenshot if you need to. All right, here's a look at the latest radar update. So we still have some rotation here north of Haddam, and you can still see the rotation is not tight, but it's definitely there. So very well could strengthen at any time. Tornadoes like this are usually sometimes brief. They're not usually long-lasting tornadoes, but we should definitely make sure you're still in shelter anyways. Again, this is an area of a pretty strong inflow going into the storm. Again, here's your hook. Tornado will be located right about there. So again, it's setting down to the southeast as of right now. Yeah, Virginia, I know. Do I have any wind shear maps? I do have gate-to-gate shear. Actually, this is the wind shear map I have. I've never really used this product before. This gives you an idea of wind shear. I've honestly never used this product before, but that's one thing that has wind shear on it. I'm not entirely sure what those values mean, but I am still in college, by the way, so just kind of keep that in mind. But yeah, I don't have an actual clue on the terms of the wind shear radar here. It says about 12 to 13. I'm not entirely sure what that means, though. Look at it. I know about the low-level shear and whatnot, because the low-level shear, it's usually a little bit behind. That might be in miles per hour, probably is. Let me go to the low-level shear here. We got 700 millibar winds and about 850 millibar winds as well. Those things I know what they are, but that specific product on this, I don't have a clue what it is. So winds as of right now, wind shear at about 850 millibars is around 16 miles per hour, 16, 17, that kind of range. Now that's obviously not live. That's just the meso-analysis data. So we're looking at there. Here's the velocities again, just off to the north of Haddam. As of right now, we have a still not tight rotation. Again, it's moderately strong. It will probably develop here over the next several minutes as it heads down to the southeast. Again, usually with these sort of tornadoes, they're brief, so they're not going to last, 10 to 15 minutes, but they very well could, tighten in between scans. It's always a possibility, so just kind of keep that in mind. Trey for Hooker, and the Texas Panhandle, I don't think, or Oklahoma Panhandle, I mean, probably not. It's a pretty low end risk still, but it's definitely still a possibility. Again, if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button. We're only 11 likes away from 200. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Again, we do live streams like this all the time. Stay updated with the latest here on this. Again, and here's the latest radar update. Still a very strong inflow in this storm. It would likely be a rain-wrapped tornado if there is one. The guy that's heading out of the southeast toward Marville right now. Look at the velocities on this storm. Again, it's still somewhat broad. It's not broad rotation, but still moderate sort of rotation. Again, it's heading down to the southeast. But as of right now, again, this rotation is not tight yet. It's not indicative of an actual tornado being on the ground, but it could happen at any time. Again, it's heading toward 15 and Marville. Hey, Tashi, how you doing? Welcome back. Rainy. Yeah, those storms will probably start. They'll still continue with their severe weather threats, but they probably won't be nearly as severe as they are right now as they head down to the southeast. How bad is it going to be in the Great Bend? Probably just damaging winds for you. That's my main expectation at this point. Hey, Christian, how you doing? Welcome back. Let me take a look at the correlation coefficient. I don't think it'll show much here, but definitely take a little gander. Yeah, nothing really showing up there in terms of the correlation coefficient. But again, a very strong inflow going into the storm right now. And again, we got a little hook shape here. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Again, the northwest of Morrowville. Storm is heading again down to the southeast. So Morrowville and Washington, make sure you're in shelter right now. And even if you're in Haddam, you should be in shelter as well. And an ongoing tornado warning for far northern Kansas. The storm is heading down to the southeast. It'll eventually go toward Greenleaf. Anywhere right along Highway 36, by the way. Anywhere in this warning. Again, in the pink box. That is your tornado warning as of right now. You need to know what the warnings mean, by the way. The little key is up here at the top left. Okay, we got a pretty strong inflow. We should get our next radar update here in about a minute. So go back in time with the correlation coefficient. I can possibly do that. Might do it here after. We'll see. As of what I've seen so far, you can't, like, you can go back in the correlation coefficient, but it's not going to show you in between scans. If there were a tornado already, it would have probably been in between the scans of the radar, because the velocities as of right now are still somewhat broad. The last scan was a little bit stronger, but they haven't been super tight yet. Usually there have been something along the lines of radar confirmed. I can go back here a second though. I just don't see anything even up here that's really prominent of at least some sort of tornado. Here's a look at the velocities. Just a better look at the velocities, so you can kind of see over the last several minutes. And it didn't really show up until here. And then kind of started to fizzle out here over the last few scans. So that's at least somewhat good news so far. We're starting to see a little bit weaker of a rotation. Let me go back to the radar here. Our latest radar update, by the way, 10:29 p.m. right now. So our latest radar update. If it wants to load, get to it in a second. There we go, it's loading. All right, so here's a look at the storm. The inflow has kind of been cut off on the latest scan, so that's going to probably hinder the amount of a tornado threat this storm has. This is kind of where the inflow is going, but it's kind of been closed off at this point. But we still have an ongoing tornado warning, so just make sure you're still in shelter for those in Morrowville and Washington. The tornado threat has gone down a little bit since the last few scans. It was much stronger up here near just to the east of Nazca, so that was an area that obviously had the most prominent rotation, or NARCA, excuse me, but yeah. Yeah, they'll probably weaken until, yeah, Tulsa, Oklahoma probably won't see much other than damaging winds tonight. 60 miles per hour or so. Yeah, Drew, they'll probably just have damaging winds. That's my main concern tonight. Those storms. That's a tornado warning storm. So again, if you're in this tornado warning for Morrowville, Washington, Haddam, and as well as Lynn, make sure you're in shelter. Again, the area of rotation right now is still about right here. The inflow is cut off, so there's a possibility that we start to see a lesser rotation over the next several scans, but that's right now near 15. Even though there might be a little bit of a cutoff at this point in the inflow, there's always a possibility for a tornado with this cell, because it has had rotation for a very elongated amount of time. So that in mind. Again, make sure you're seeking shelter. By the way, we're only one like away from 200. If you haven't hit the like button, one of you just has to hit the like button. We'll be up to 200. I would appreciate if you hit the like button. It really helps out our page a lot. If you're new here, again, make sure to subscribe. We're very close to 4,600 subscribers. We do live streams like this all the time. We're a little small page here on YouTube. Would appreciate it if you become a subscriber. And we have our ongoing tornado warning here in northern portions of Kansas as of right now. We actually have a new severe thunderstorm watch, by the way, was just issued for anywhere from Kansas City all the way back out to the west near Great Bend, McPherson. Those areas just got issued into a new severe thunderstorm watch. Now damaging winds up to, it doesn't say on here, but it's probably going to be up to about 75 miles per hour. And also the potential for up to headache size hail is probably going to be the main threats with this line of storm. So again, that's the new severe thunderstorm watch for central portions of Kansas. So just keep that in mind. No problem, bro. All right, here's a look at the latest radar scan. And we'll take a look at what's going on now. The velocities, I believe, are starting to weaken out on the storm anyways. And there's still an area of rotation. It's not strong again, but that's near Morrowville. That's where the area of rotation is as of right now. Again, it's not a strong rotation, but it is an area of rotation that we still have. That'll continue to move down to the southeast. We very well could see a redefined area of an inflow. So it's a possibility. Again, this storm has cycled a few times now. Obviously, it had a tornado warning in southern Nebraska. It kind of had a little pause, and then it's now it obviously redeveloped. Maybe in a pause again, it might redevelop again after that. So just kind of keep that in mind. By the way, thank you, Chuck, and as well as Ella for subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome. Thank you. Yeah, Great Bend will definitely see some storms later tonight as well. Again, for those that are just tuning in, there's also some severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing. So just to the south of Bellevue, and this is obviously included with that tornado warning, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, as well as hail to the size of $half as possible with this part of the line of storms. And again, we have a tornado warning ongoing for those in Washington and Morrowville, and just to the northeast of Haddam. So those in those areas, make sure, again, you're seeking shelter away from windows. Rainy tornado threat tomorrow is basically close to zero. I'm not expecting much in terms of a tornado threat. Main threat tomorrow will be large hail and damaging winds. I don't expect something like this at all tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a bit more of a low end sort of a severe weather event. No problem, Zero. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate it as always. Completely understand that you've been busy. And here's your area of rotation right now, just to the north of Morrowville. There is a little bit of rotation still remaining here near Morrowville, so it's definitely an area where we could still definitely see a tornado. There isn't just not much inflow at this point into the storm, so it's kind of what we're looking at this point. What the world just happened? So correlation coefficient not picking up on much. That's your area of rotation as of right now, just to the north of Morrowville. So that's moving down to the southeast. Virginia, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know, to be honest. I don't think it does, though. All right, so again, tornado warning ongoing for Washington and Morrowville. This is the main tornado. This is the only tornado warning that we have as of right now. The rest are just severe thunderstorm warnings. So Goodwell and areas like that, seeing obviously a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings back down in southwestern Kansas as of right now. Plenty of destructive supercells producing, again, damaging winds upwards of 70 miles per hour. And as well as hail up to the size of tennis balls. So just keep that in mind. Again, this is our main cell near Washington heading down to the southeast. How is Iowa? That's a good question. There's only a couple of storms. They're primarily in southern portions of Iowa. Damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, ping pong ball sized hail. This is to the near Gravity and Blockton. So those areas seeing a couple of severe storms. Other than that, I don't think much else is happening there. There's a lot of warnings. My computer's actually kind of lagging a little bit. It's a pretty good computer, and it's actually frames have been lagging a little bit here. All right, 10:35. We got latest radar update. So again, some rotation is still ongoing here near Washington. This is our area of rotation. Again, just to the northwest of Washington. It's still a fairly weak area of rotation, but it's definitely an area that we have to still watch. There's a new area of rotation to the north of that starting to develop near Hollenberg. That's just east of 15. So we now have a couple of areas of rotation now. So we got one here. Also got one right here. So we got a couple of areas right now of rotation. Kind of looking at the radar as of right now. This one's much more rain wrapped, not really organized. So if there was to be rotation, it seems to be fairly on the low end. The one near Morrowville, though, definitely has a bit more of an inflow still into the storm. So there's definitely a possibility, again, near Morrowville right now. That's your area of rotation moving down to the southeast. Karen's, as of right now, I'm not seeing anything in terms of debris as I kind of looked at the correlation coefficient so far. There's a little blue area there, but the thing is, I'm just not seeing a very tight rotation. So usually when we see something like that, I don't really expect, like in terms of the rotation, let's just go and take a look at the velocities. Here's a look at the velocities as of right now. And if we go over to the correlation coefficient, there's a little bit of blue, but that has been kind of popping up all night. Let me take a look at a radar scope. It's the correlation coefficient, not really matching up at least with that area of rotation. But yeah, as of right now, I'm not seeing anything that would indicate there's a tornado on the ground with this storm. But and there's always a possibility. In between scans, again, the rotation can't become tight, and then obviously it can fizzle out in between those scans. So these scans have been happening every 2 minutes. So the possibility of that is still pretty low, but I mean, it could still happen. I appreciate that, Angel. Appreciate it. How you doing? Greatest show. Welcome. Hope you're doing well from Olaf, Texas. I'm not saying that name right, but I appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Kentucky is not seeing any severe weather right now. Indiana, I mean. No severe weather over there. Yeah, we're primarily focusing on the storms right now in Kansas and as well as Texas and Oklahoma. So just keep that in mind. But nothing really ongoing there in Kentucky in terms of severe weather. Here's a look at the velocities again. We got our latest radar update, and the radar is freaking out with rotation right here on the latest scan. And there's actually a tight area of rotation right here. Let me take a look here on the base velocities. There might be a tight area of rotation. Correlation coefficient showing a little bit of blue. There might actually be a tornado here. Possibility here near Washington. A little bit tighter. You can see it right here near Washington. Two colors coming together. They're not very tight and bright, but there is possibly a tornado here near Washington. We have a bit of a tight rotation. We actually have a couple areas. There's one back up here to the north that's even tighter. To the southwest of Hollenberg. This is an area where there is actually really tight rotation. Correlation coefficient, again, not showing up on a whole lot. But you can see the rotation's a lot stronger outside of this warning. Near Hollenberg. So we possibly could see some sort of tornado here, just east of 15. There's also an area, again, back down near Washington that had a bit of rotation too. Not nearly as tight on the base velocities, but the base velocities and storm relative velocities are showing the same exact thing here near Hollenberg. So there is possibly a tornado on the ground southwest of Hollenberg. This is not even under the tornado warning, so very well could be a tornado here. It's definitely rain wrap, by the way. There is one. So yeah, for those, again, near Hollenberg, Hanover, make sure you're in shelter as well, just in case if you know anybody in those areas. There's a much stronger rotation, though, up that way. Let me go down to the other radar site. Let's see if we have a better view of that, because the radar sites do sometimes depend on... And we're coming out of the other direction. Let me go over from the southeast part and see what we have in terms of rotation from there. If we still have that same exact sort of rotation. Here's a look at the reflectivity. Again, that's what your main storm. Back up to the north of that, from that radar site. This will determine if there's actually a tornado. And there is still some tight rotation up there, even from this radar site, right there. Again, there's some rotation here near Washington, even from this radar site. So there's possibly a tornado on the ground up there. Correlation coefficient, though, is not really picking up on much on either storm. Yeah, this is pretty far away from the radar site. Latest scan's a little bit more broad. Velocities just keep glitching out here. There's a little area there. Let me go back up to the other radar site. Yeah, there's a couple areas here. Yeah, I can't confirm either one, but the rotation up here to the north seems a lot stronger on the latest radar scan. Holy moly. So radar is just so fantastic. All right. Man, I really... There we go. All right, so this is a little bit better. Obviously, the radar is going to be glitching out here, but that's an area of rotation near Hollenberg, just to the south of there. And the rotation here near Washington seems to have kind of gone away at this point. But this is an area that I'm kind of more interested in as of right now. It looks to be more tight for both radar views, and it's a much more rain wrap situation, so there might be even a tornado here. How am I thinking at this point? I don't see a whole lot of rotation here near Washington, but again, if you're in Washington, make sure you're in shelter. But I definitely see a much more potent area right now southwest of Hollenberg, so... Vincent, it's definitely a possibility tonight, definitely. And there you go, we got a new tornado warning. That does include both storms now that have a tornado threat, so just south of Hollenberg. Again, there's a possibility that there's a tornado on the ground right now, just south of Hollenberg, as I kind of mentioned a few times. There's that's very tight rotation here. I'm going to go back to the correlation coefficient, and it shows a little bit of blue. Again, it's been kind of showing that all over the place. So, and there's a possibility that we have a tornado on the ground here, south of Hollenberg. Yeah, if you're in anywhere in this area, anywhere just south of Hollenberg, if you're in Hanover, make sure you're in shelter immediately. Again, this is a brand new tornado warning. This is the main area of rotation. There is a little area near Washington, not nearly as tight. This is the tighter area here, just to the south of Hollenberg as of right now. By the way, thank you to Jamie, Gabe, and as well as Indiana for subscribing, guys. I appreciate it. Welcome. Yes, I am Fifth. I don't know how to say your name. Ace. I'll call you Ace. Yeah, I do expect these storms to make it into Oklahoma later tonight. Yeah, Stream Elements delays subscription sometimes. Again, if you're new here, make sure to hit the like button. We're 4 likes away from 225. And if you are new, make sure to subscribe. Again, we do live streams like this almost every day on a lot of the severe weather events here in the southern and central plains. We do all of them, not just the enhanced risks. We also do the marginal and slight risk severe weathers, which can obviously produce some pretty hefty severe weather as well. So keep you updated with the latest on all of those as well. We'll probably be live tomorrow night and as well as on Thursday and possibly Friday as well. So, but again, this is a very tight rotation up here south of Hollenberg. Yeah, this is a rain wrap situation. So if there's a tornado, it is rain wrapped, but that is an area right now that we have much tighter rotation in. The gate to gate shear. See how tight that is. And yeah, it's pretty tight, but we had our latest radar update just come in, so it's a little bit late here. Yeah, there's an area of rotation here that's much stronger, so. Yes, there's a new tornado warning, yes, for Hanover. This is the tornado warning that we're looking at right now. All right, here's the latest radar update. We'll get more information on it now. Again, the tornado warning for those in Lynn, you don't have to be in shelter anymore. The main tornado warning is up here now. That's where the rotation is. Again, here's a look at the rotation. So one area of rotation back up here near Hollenberg. This may have been on the ground, by the way. We might have even had a tornado on the ground. There's actually a couple of areas up here. Looking at the reflectivity, this might actually be our main area here, just southwest of Hollenberg and north of Washington. Rotation back down to the south as of right now. I'm not seeing a whole lot in terms of a tight rotation. Obviously, the radar keeps glitching out. Wow, oh my lord. But this is a look at as of right now from the other radar. It's kind of hard to tell, but from the regular base velocity as of right now, I'm seeing the main areas being, again, right here is possibly a tornado on the ground, not confirmed. There's also an area down here just east of Washington that has a little bit of rotation, but not nearly as strong as before. That was the main area before. And looking at the correlation coefficient, there is some green there, so we very well could possibly be seeing something. But I'm not going to confirm anything because it's just not enough to be, you know, not enough evidence at this point to confirm a tornado. But Ryan Hall just sent in the stream. Okay. I don't really care, but I do appreciate you letting me know. For Russian people, okay. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button. We're going to be keeping you updated with the latest throughout this evening in terms of severe weather. We will be live, by the way, for the next several hours. I'm not going off air anytime soon, so stay tuned. Take a quick break if you're not in these storms, and we'll keep you updated with the latest. Yeah, we have an ongoing tornado warning for those just south of Hollenberg. In between Hollenberg and Washington, we have a couple of areas of rotation. Again, possible tornado on the ground just south of Hollenberg. That's heading right now toward Hanover, so if you're in Hanover, make sure you're seeking shelter immediately. There's also an area of rotation just south of Hollenberg. There's a couple of areas. They're kind of next to each other. That's our main area of rotation just to the north of Washington. That's moving off to the east-southeast as of right now toward Hanover, so just keep that in mind. By the way, thank you, Pam, for becoming a member here on our YouTube channel. Appreciate that a lot. Thanks so much. Thank you, thank you. Hopefully you enjoy your benefits and whatnot. I've never even seen you say anything in the chat, but I do appreciate you becoming a member. Thank you very much. And here's a look at the rotation as of right now, just south of Hanover. That's, or excuse me, south of Hollenberg. That is possibly a tornado on the ground. Again, it's very tight rotation. And this is an area that we've had tight rotation in for the last several minutes. Back down near Washington, I'm not seeing a whole lot in terms of tight rotations, so just kind of keep that in mind. But there's, again, a chance in anywhere in this tornado warning. We have several areas of rotation within this one tornado warning, so just kind of keep that in mind. Thank you, Tara, as well as Love for subscribing, guys. I appreciate it. Welcome, guys. Thank you, thank you. All right, here's a look at the latest radar update. So we have our one area of rotation up here, again, just to the west of Hanover now. A little bit more broad. Again, there possibly was a tornado before with this. Just to the south of that, we still have a little area of rotation, very broad, just to the east of Washington. But this is an area that we're more worried about going toward Hanover as of right now, just to the north of Highway 36. Again, that's heading down to the east-southeast as of right now. So again, make sure you're seeking shelter if you're in Marysville, Hanover, Barnes, Greenleaf, any of these areas. I'm going to put a timing guide on here for you so you know when these storms might hit your location. I'm going to focus mainly on these storms. Again, these are moving about 45 to 55 miles per hour right now. Here's a look at the timing. Put about 50 here. So that's the timing on the left side of your screen. Some of the notable cities. These storms are moving a bit more to the south, so it might not be completely accurate, but at least for this area of the storms, it's moving a bit more east-southeast. So here's the track for you. So Marysville, 10:55. Clay Center, 10:58. Abilene, 11:30. Manhattan, 11:30. Junction City, 11:31. As well as Holton, 11:51. And eventually Topeka right around 12:24. So that's your timing, again, for this entire line of storms, at least for the line going off to the east-southeast. That's what I'm more focused on as of right now. Again, we'll put another timing guide on the other area of storms that's moving down to the south in a few minutes. But right now, we have a tornado warning again for those near Hanover. This is moving down to the east-southeast as of right now. So just keep that in mind. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, if you have any questions about the severe weather ongoing, definitely let me know in chat. Again, if you are new here, make sure to hit the like button. We're only 5 or 9 likes away right now from 250. I'll take a look at the correlation coefficient. I don't think there's much. Yeah, as of right now, there's not a whole lot still, but definitely be watching it pretty closely. Again, this is a rain wrap situation. That's where the rotation is. It's a rain wrapped rotation, so we're not going to see a tornado by any means. If you're in Hanover, it's going to be very difficult to see, especially with it being nighttime, by the way. So again, make sure you're staying away from windows, interior of your house. There's your rotation. So it's near Hanover. We'll get our next radar update here in a second. Another area of rotation, again, just east of Washington. We have a couple areas right now of interest that have some rotation as of right now. Moving down to the east-southeast as of right now. Marysville, get ready to take shelter as soon as you can. Blue Rapids definitely should be getting shelter fairly soon as well. Barnes, you should be in shelter right now. So, I'm doing good, Jerry. Thanks for asking. It's been a busy day, to say the least. I've been busy all day. But I'm able to live stream tonight. And again, we'll be probably live tomorrow. And even maybe live on... I might be going live. I'll probably be going live on Thursday. I'm not sure about tomorrow yet, but I'll probably be going live on Thursday and Friday. So tomorrow might be a break. We'll see. Yeah, I'm pretty much live every day about the severe weather stuff. So, all right, here's the latest radar update. And the rotation up here near Hanover is kind of fizzled out. We have a new area of rotation, though, that is strengthening now east of Washington, right along 36. So, again, a lot of these tornadoes are going to be brief and weak. And in this sort of situation, we're looking at another area of rotation that's just all of a sudden miraculously developed. And this is a very tight rotation, by the way. I'm looking at the correlation coefficient. A little bit of green showing up there. This is 1047.38, and this is the same thing. Okay, so basically what we're looking at is a pretty tight rotation, it looks like, just to the east of Washington. So again, if you're in this area, make sure you're seeking shelter immediately. It's a bit tighter now in this area. The rotation is definitely a lot tighter in this area. I'm going to try to see... I'm actually going to stay at this radar site, but again, there's a possibility that we have a tornado on the ground right now south of Hanover. If you're in a severe thunderstorm warning that has damaging winds or even large hail, it's definitely recommended you stay away from windows, really with any storm, because hail can come through windows and damaging winds can obviously knock over trees and stuff like that in some instances. So just gotta keep that in mind. That's what you want to do with these sort of severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings. All the warnings in general, you should be doing that. So. Again, here's our main area of rotation. We had one over up here near Hanover. We still have a little area here, but this is our main concern, it looks like, right along Highway 36 going toward possibly Marysville as well as Barnes. So those areas should be in shelter immediately. Again, if you are in this warning, this is heading again to the east-southeast at about 50 miles per hour. It's a quick-moving cell, so just keep that in mind. Vincent, I will probably make a video on how to identify rotation at some point. It's a video that I want to make because I know a lot of people ask, but I'll probably make a video here on our YouTube channel about it. I mean, the most simplistic thing I can give you as of right now, just a very simple answer, is that winds going away from the radar is right here, or going toward the radar, I mean, it's going right here, and away from the radar is right here. That's your counterclockwise spin. That's how you can tell there's rotation, with the colors kind of combining as well. That's really good indication that there's some rotation there. Not in all cases, though. Some cases it's not. That's why I want to make a video on it. But in this case, there's rotation. It's more of a it's a different type of, it's not like an outflow boundary. A lot of time when you see an outflow boundary, you'll see like rotation, you'll see a bunch of greens and reds mixing together, and it looks like a bunch of like areas of rotation, which they are possibly rotating, but they're just not, you know, the outflow boundaries usually don't produce tornadoes most instances. So it's a video I want to make, though, for sure. I'll be making that at some point soon. It's on my to-do list on my right, so I'll definitely be doing that pretty soon. Next radar update, by the way, is coming in, and as of right now, main area of rotation, again, is right down here south of Hanover, going toward Marysville. Look at the reflectivity. Again, it's going to be probably, I mean, it looks a little bit less rain-wrapped. It's kind of in this area. Nothing that's specific to this point in terms of an outflow bound, or inflow notch into the storm. But again, there's actually a pretty good bow shape to this, which means that there pretty much is going to be damaging winds with this. We have pretty strong downburst winds with this sort of storm, so just keep that in mind. Again, this is our long line of storms. Let me put a tracker on this. I said I was going to a few minutes ago. I would put a track on this entire line of storms here. Let's move down to the south. Get an idea of when these storms can arrive to your location. So those in Clay Center, 11 o'clock. Russell, 11:15. Hayes, about 11:17. Salina, right around 11:31. Abilene, right around 11:32. Junction City, 11:35. Great Bend, 12:01. McPherson, 12:08. Hutchinson, 12:31. And Newton, right around 12:39. That's your timing on that entire line of storms. We also had a report of a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, by the way, in Lynn, and that was only a few minutes ago. And there was also a non-thunderstorm wind gust over there just northwest of Aurora. So we had a couple of wind reports there. Also near Jewel, there was also a 61-mile-per-hour wind gust report. So we've had plenty of reports of damaging winds at this point across a good portion of this line of storms. So just kind of keep that in mind there. Obviously, damaging winds is going to be very prominent with this line of storms. Yeah, we have very strong rotation here. I don't think at this point, I'm going to take a look at the correlation coefficient, but there's a lot of green showing up. There possibly is a tornado here. Again, it's nighttime. It's going to be difficult to confirm something like this, but there is possibly a tornado here just south of Highway 36. So, you're eating chicken masalana? I'm probably not saying that right either. Bro, I'm so bad at saying names, I'm telling you. That sounds good. Springfield, Illinois, probably just damaging winds if anything. I don't expect anything beyond that if you got anything for severe weather tonight. Again, there's possibly a tornado on the ground west of Marysville, so those just south of Highway 36. There's possibly a tornado. Again, it's not confirmed. I'm going to look at Twitter real quick because that usually is the quickest way to confirm stuff. Again, this is near Marysville. See if there's any sort of stuff on this. A potential tornado, that's all we have as right now. So possible tornado still here. That's all I can really say. There's nothing confirmed as of right now. There's a possible tornado again for those that are near Hanover. This is again your area of rotation. It's right here. Not very well depicted on radar, as I kind of said before. This is not a very well set up storm, but a lot of the time with this sort of these lines of storms, you're not going to see very organized storms. We're getting our radar update right now, so we should get an idea of what's going on there. So that's update now. An idea of what we're looking at. So this is the latest radar update. So the rotation probably shifted a bit further to the east, and as of right now, that's where our area of rotation is. So again, it's basically right here, just to the south again of 36. That's going toward Marysville right now. If you're in Marysville, you should be in shelter right now and away from windows, interior of your house or building. Lowest floor possible. If you need to, cover yourself with a mattress pad or something like that. It definitely helps in these sort of situations. Again, north of Waterville as well as Barnes. That's kind of where your rotation is as of right now. It might go toward Blue Rapids, by the way. So if you're in Blue Rapids, definitely make sure you're getting prepared. It's kind of heading down to the east-southeast as of right now. So that's kind of your area of rotation. And we have a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, that just got issued. Damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour is going to be possible for Abilene, Clay Center, Minneapolis, Blue Rapids, Westmoreland, Blaine, Solomon, Wakefield, Riley, Waterville. You get the gist of it. All those names are on the left side of your screen. This will go until 11:45 tonight. Again, these storms are moving about 45 miles per hour down to the southeast. And quarter-size hail is also going to be possible there, so just kind of keep that in mind. Again, here's your main tornado warning near Hanover. Again, your area of rotation is right here, so keep that in mind. Let me see if I have any reports or anything like that of a tornado yet. I don't obviously have really much yet, but we'll see. So far, I haven't seen anything yet. Let's see if we have any. There's probably not going to see any photos, but definitely see possibly somebody can confirm it. We'll watch for it. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. Again, this page is very small. I would appreciate if you support our small page here. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Again, we're pretty close to 4,600 subscribers, so. On Thursday's event, it'll probably be just a slight risk. It might get upgraded to an enhanced risk, but I think the main threat on Thursday will be damaging winds. I don't think it'll go anything beyond that, though. Enhanced risk would probably be the most it'll go to. For me, it's Wednesday. It is Wednesday. It's about to be Wednesday for me, too. I appreciate that, Vincent. Yeah, I try to teach as many things as I can during these live streams, but in situations like this, I usually focus on the storms, so. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's probably just hail. I mean, there's nothing that's, like, obviously, there's nothing that's that depictive at this point around that rotation. But there's definitely a possibility that we saw a tornado there a second ago, even though the correlation coefficient wasn't showing a whole lot. It was just showing a lot of green. And again, usually in most cases, it is hail. So you're right. All right, here's the latest radar update. So we still have a couple of areas of rotation. We actually got another one still trying to develop up there near Hanover. Yeah, we have an area of rotation back down here just south of 36 that is heading again toward Marysville. Here's a look at the reflectivity as of right now. I think the main area still of rotation is going to be down here near 36. That seems like the most prominent area here. Can't draw, but that's basically the most prominent area of rotation. Again, that's just west of Marysville. So again, this is all to the north of Barnes. It's heading again toward Marysville and potentially as well as Blue Rapids. So those areas will be in the line for this storm pretty soon. Look at the velocities again. I'm going to probably just keep it on the reflectivity for right now. I'm going to actually look at the hail and see what the hail is being estimated by radar right now. Let's go and take a look. Loading newest frame. We're about to get the hail data here. And here's a look at the hail. So yeah, there's hail up to the size of quarters, it looks like. This is what those reds are going to indicate. So quarter to maybe $half sized near Hanover. That was, again, this is a bit delayed, so it's not updated right now, but that is what we're looking at as of right now. Probably around $half quarter sized hail. There's probably a lot of hail falling, by the way, because of what the correlation coefficient was showing. Probably a lot of hail. By the way, thank you, Shannon, Live Storm, Antonio, Mimi, Ripley, as well as Murphy for subscribing, guys. I appreciate it. Welcome. Max, it probably won't be until after 1. That's kind of my timing at this point. Dan, or Daniel, or David, why did I say those names? David, it's probably going to be hitting, or it, answer a question. David, it'll probably be, it's right now, it's radar indicated. Sorry. Do something else. Let's go back to the velocities as of right now. Again, right along 36, going toward Marysville. That's what we're looking at as of right now. Again, this storm is producing a potential for a tornado. And there's 2 areas of rotation. It's not just one. This area up here near Hanover is not nearly as impressive. The one just south of 36 is definitely more convincing at this point in terms of rotation. So, again, this is kind of the main area. We have another area up here near Hanover. Again, the main area, though, as of right now, what we know is just south of 36. That's heading off to the east-southeast. Christopher, this will be heading toward Oklahoma later tonight. So, yes. Big hailer. Yeah, there's a lot of hail going on in the Oklahoma Panhandle. We're covering that at the beginning, but we have a tornado warning, so I'm primarily covering this. We'll go back to the hailstorms if these end up getting upheld or anything like that. There's also some in the Texas Panhandle now. Texas Panhandle seeing a massive hailstorm. Over near Perryton, the far northern Texas Panhandle. Softball-sized hail over there. That's insane. Yeah, there's some big hailstorms over there. I got you, Max. Yeah. Should be there like after midnight or so. My expectation. Maybe 1. Dodge City will see storms, Angel. Most likely. Expecting storms down there. Again, this is the line that we'll start to see going down that way. All right, so the latest radar update showing again the main area of rotation just southwest of Marysville. We also got another area back up here to the northwest of that. I'm going to see if the storm relative velocities are showing that anymore. And yeah, we have 2 areas of rotation. Again, there's some glitches in this storm relative velocity, but see the 1 area of rotation just to the southwest of Marysville. And again, another area back out to the north of that, closer to Hanover. So there's a couple areas. Again, 1 here and 1 there. Back to the reflectivity as of right now. Let me go back down to the other radar site as we were getting closer to the one just south of Manhattan. Give you a better idea of what the storm looks like now from that angle. And here's a look at that. Oh, yeah, you can kind of see the little bow shape. This is kind of where the other area of rotation was as well. What time is this? 10:57. So this is actually 2 minutes ago. Not fully updated yet, but areas of rotation then. Again, there's 1 area of rotation up here just northwest of Marysville. There's also just 1 right around here near just southwest of Marysville. So we have a couple of areas of rotation as of right now. So that's kind of what we're looking at again in terms of this storm. And this is now just updated. So we'll get our next velocities update in about 5 seconds. Kind of got that bowing shape. Again, this is where the damaging wind threat is going to be most existent, by the way. They got a little notch in here. That might be even an area of rotation as well. And yeah, the area of rotation in the latest scan is basically right here, just west of Marysville. And up here, not really a whole lot. So from this radar angle, it does not show much up there in terms of rotation. So that's good news. So we're not really looking a whole lot north of Marysville. This is the main area of rotation that we have as of right now, heading towards Marysville. And we have the radar, or the tornado warning just got updated, by the way, so it only includes Blue Rapids as well as Marysville now. So anywhere else is not included in this warning as of now, so just kind of keep that in mind. Any other rotation? There are probably some other areas of rotation, but they're probably not tight or anything like strong yet. Again, this is our main area near Marysville as of right now. Jacob, I do not. If I had a chaser, chasers cost a lot of money, like licensing-wise, so... And I do not make that much money from this. More of a passion, sort of, somewhat of a job right now. I can look at the correlation coefficient. Again, the correlation coefficient, probably not going to show much. A lot of this is probably just hail. Kind of as mentioned before. Like any of this up here is just a lot of hail. Kind of goes up here as you go off to the north. That's indicative at least of some sort of hail. But as of right now, I'm not seeing any debris being lifted up in the atmosphere. Cool, Daniel. Cool. Definitely chase your passion and your dream. This is my passion, and it is my dream as well. Yeah, if you're new here, make sure to hit the like button. Again, we'll be keep you updated with the latest on these storms tonight. I'm not going to end this live stream probably for at least another 2 to 3 hours, so stay tuned. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Again, this channel is pretty small. I would love to make this potentially a little bit bigger. Again, we do all the central and southern plains, so won't be missing anything. We have an ongoing area of rotation just to the west of Marysville. We'll get an next radar update here in about a minute, so stay tuned for that. And just to the south of this, by the way, there's a severe thunderstorm warning ongoing for damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, and as well as hail up to the size of quarters. That line is this is a huge warning, by the way, but anywhere from Minneapolis all the way back up to Blue Rapids, that's the ongoing severe thunderstorm warning of this, up to 70 mile per hour damaging winds with that. So just keep that in mind. All right, we just hit another milestone. We hit 4,600 subscribers. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Hit our next milestone. Next milestone's gonna be 5,000 subscribers. I don't know if we'll get there, but if everybody here is subscribed right now, we might get there. It's a possibility. Yeah, Jacob, I'm always open to people, you know, if you have any pictures or anything like that, always feel free to send them to Facebook or Twitter, or tweet me or anything like that. Yeah, I'm always willing to show photos here and there, but again, they have to be your own photos and permission has to be given and whatnot. Otherwise, I face copyright issues, and copyright issues with storm chasers are not fun, by the way. It's not fun. You don't want those things to happen. All right, here's the latest radar update, by the way. So as of right now, rotation is still fairly, it's still there right now near Marysville. Again, there isn't really anywhere else that I'm seeing rotation in this area of storms anymore. So that's good news. There's just one area, and that's just to the west of Marysville. So again, this is heading off to the east, southeast. And by the way, for those that are wondering if there's any other rotation in the rest of the line of storms, it's kind of going to be dependent, because what we're seeing right now is this area of storms is going off to the east, southeast. It's a bit of a different direction. The rest of this line is just collapsing down to the south. This area of the line, I don't expect much in terms of a tornado threat. I would expect the greatest tornado threat to exist over the next hour with this area of storms off to the east of that. So any storms that move off to the east will have a much better chance of producing a tornado threat. So just kind of keep that in mind. Just kind of what we're looking at this point. Yeah, there's a lot of wind with the storm, by the way. The winds, let's go and see what the radar's estimating. Radar's estimating right around 60. Top speeds down here are around 73. So they're definitely damaging winds with this. Going toward Blue Rapids, by the way. If you're in Blue Rapids, definitely be prepared. I think there's going to be... Let me look at the power outage map. Because again, it's very... Any of these bright colors are representing very strong winds. So just kind of keep that in mind. Again, anything damaging will probably be here. Again, the 85s are not accurate. That's just glitches. Let me look at power outages for Kansas. And so as of right now, this is northern Kansas. And we have a bunch of people out of power in Republic County. So that's, I believe, this county. Or it might be the one back off to the west of it. And we also have, that's about 30% of the county. In Republic County, Kansas, there's 30% of people without power. And there's also about 20% people without power in Washington County. And I believe this is Washington County here. And this might be... Yeah, okay, so this is Republic County, maybe? Or is this Washington County? So this is Washington County. And over here is Republic County. Okay, there we go. So for those that are just tuning in, there's a lot of power outages over there with those storms that just rolled through the area. Here's a look at the velocities again. Area of rotation is right here near Marysville. Not nearly as pronounced as before, but it's still definitely rotating. So definitely watch this storm very closely as it moves off to the east. Have a good night, Andrew. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great night. Thanks for being here as always. Yes, Jacob, it is. Sorry, I forgot to. Sorry, I'm kind of behind on questions. I missed a lot of questions, by the way. We usually have this many chatters, so. Hey, I appreciate that. Helena, or Helena. Hopefully I'm saying your name right, but I appreciate that. Now, a lot of people say I have a radio voice, so. I've always either wanted to be a sports commentator or a meteorologist, so that's kind of where we're at as right now. But I love doing what I do. Love doing this page and everything. And yeah, for those that are just tuning in, we have an area of rotation near Marysville. This is our ongoing tornado warning right now in Kansas, northern Kansas. We also have a destructive supercell in Texas. I will get to that at some point soon, depending on if this tornado warning gets lifted. But there's a cell over near Perryton. This is in the far northern Texas Panhandle. It's producing hail up to the size of softballs. So very large hail is occurring with that storm over there. We have a lot of large hail occurring with those storms right now. Just kind of keep that in mind. Again, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, the main threat throughout this entire line of storms. So, keep that in mind. Hey, Robles, how you doing? Welcome. Hey, Dozy, how you doing? Welcome back. Hey, Ashley, how you doing? You discovered my channel. Awesome. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to probably find my channel, but... Yeah, definitely, Jacob. Definitely let me know. All right, we got a new tornado warning that just got issued. It is now a new tornado warning. So we have now another one onto the same exact area of storms. Just got issued. So those now in Blue Rapids are still under this tornado warning. It also includes Marysville still, Frankfurt, Vermilion, and as well as Lilas is all included in this new tornado warning. So we have now another one that just got issued. Again, the main area of rotation is right there. And from the other area of rotation, I don't see any other rotation down to the south of that, but our main area of rotation is here near Marysville. So again, new tornado warning that just got issued for Frankfurt, as well as just north of Blue Rapids. So make sure you're seeking shelter immediately if you're in any of these areas. And here's your latest radar update. And a lot of things just changed in between now and then. And here's the look at the radar as of right now. A lot of areas that have broad rotation. This is now the most prominent area. A lot of this is just, this is not really much of rotation at this point. The main area is still here near Marysville. So let me go up a little bit higher in the atmosphere. Yeah, the rotation's a little bit stronger as you go up in the atmosphere. So there very well could be maybe a funnel cloud or something like that. At this point, it seems like it's rain wrap rotation. So just keep that in mind. But we have now a new tornado warning again for those that are just tuning in. For Marysville, Blue Rapids, Frankfurt, as well as Vermilion and Lilas. Those areas are now all included in a new tornado warning. All right, thank you, David, Desert, Ron, and Jesse for subscribing, guys. I appreciate you guys. Welcome. David, I can try to do that. I'm trying to, let me see if I can do that. I don't know if the correlation coefficient is probably not going to show much. A lot of it is picking up hail, but this is over the last few scans. I can go back a few scans here. Yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot. A lot of it's just hail. So this is the last several scans here. Kind of see it as it goes through motion. It's just a lot of hail at this point. Obviously the velocities too. I can go back here a little bit as well. Just look at the velocities. Again, rotation was a bit stronger near Marysville. It's still there. I mean, that's the main area of rotation against near Marysville as of right now. Here's a look at the line of storms approaching the area. So again, Marysville, Frankfurt just got issued again into that tornado warning. And let me go and pause this. Go and refresh it real quick. Here's your ongoing tornado warning. The tornado warning does expire at 11:30 p.m. Central, just so those are aware. For those in this tornado warning, again, does include Frankfurt as well as Vermilion. Our main area of rotation, again, is closer to Marysville. That's our main area of rotation. It's heading down to the east-southeast, so make sure you're in shelter immediately. Yes, John, Frankfurt is included in this tornado warning, so you're under the gun for this storm. Chris, this is in Kansas. We're right now in Kansas. There's also other storms ongoing in the Texas region, as well as southern Kansas and as well as southern Nebraska, but we're primarily focusing on the tornado warned storm as of right now. By the way, the winds with this storm, by the way, are extremely high. I mean, we're talking potentially 70 miles per hour across this entire area of storms right now. So there is very strong damaging winds with this. As we know, there's been a lot of power outages reported with this as well. So we very well have a pretty good probability that we have some pretty significant damaging winds right now heading off to the east. Radar indicated winds around 70 miles per hour. So there's definitely some strong damaging winds right now. David, I sometimes do cover Arkansas. Just depends on the day. But as of right now, I don't think there's any severe weather there, so I'm not really looking at that much. Rotation near Blue Rapids. I don't really see any rotation near Blue Rapids. Just winds. Just straight line winds in Blue Rapids right now. I think the main area of rotation, it does show this little circle. I think that's actually maybe where the rotation is in the storm. That's actually not there. It's right up here. Again, the main area of rotation I'm seeing at least is near Marysville. That's kind of where we're looking. But again, it's a line of storms. We can see very many brief and weak, just like little tornadoes that develop sometimes, even in between scans. And sometimes they do develop even these little areas where it's broad. It could even happen there. That's why this tornado warning is just so large too, because it could very well be in any part of the storm. I mean, that's a very good possibility. Anywhere along this line, we see a lot of these brief spin-ups with this sort of line of storms. So just kind of keep that in mind. Tiny bit of bounded weak echo region. What? And for those who are just tuning in, we have an ongoing tornado warning just in Marysville, Frankfurt, Vermilion, as well as Blue Rapids. Again, this is a main area of rotation I have circled. It's just to the southeast of Marysville now. It's been rotating for a while, by the way. That one area has been rotating for a while. So again, this is heading down to the southeast as of right now. Main area of rotation, you can see it there. And there's not really much else where as of right now. So I don't see any other areas of rotation, but they very well could redevelop at any point. And even down to the south of this is a very large tornado warning, as I kind of mentioned before. It is a line of storms, so we see a lot of these embedded tornadoes develop at times. So just kind of keep that in mind there. Texas storms are weakening out. I think they probably will be. The storms in Texas are definitely going to be weakening out a little bit. Holistic, I don't know what that is. All right, again, for those that are just tuning in, there's an ongoing tornado warning near Marysville. Again, this is your area of rotation, just to the east-southeast of Marysville, just south of 36. Again, this is near Frankfort and Vermilion, and near Blue Rapids. Again, these are the areas that we have an ongoing tornado warning for. And here's a look at the entire line of storms going down to the south of that. Or Minneapolis, Wakefield, those areas are also under a severe thunderstorm warning. Damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour possible with this entire line of storms, so just keep that in mind. And it's not just a tornado threat, we also have a damaging wind threat. Wichita, we'll probably see some storms later tonight, so we'll definitely be under the gun for some severe weather later. We probably won't see storms, though, for probably another couple of hours, though. Sunshine, Daniel, and the other Daniel, thank you guys for subscribing, guys. I appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you, thank you. Here's that main area of storms as of right now. The area that we're watching very closely. Seeing some fairly strong, damaging winds right now. As well as that tornado threat. Tornado threat, again, most prominent up here near Marysville. That's where our rotation is strongest. That is heading down to the east-southeast, right along 36 as of right now. Look at that entire line of storms. A severe thunderstorm watch, by the way, that just got issued a little while ago for those in Wichita as well as down to the south. So, Wichita's not included, excuse me, but central Kansas as well as eastern Kansas are included in that watch. So just keep that in mind as well. Damaging winds up to 75 miles per hour, and again, potential for a low-end tornado threat will still exist over the next hour or so. I would expect the tornado threat to go down, though, after midnight. I don't expect much in terms of a tornado threat then. Yeah, Jacob, it's not that large. I mean, usually with lines of storms, we don't see that large of hail. Hey, Marin, how are you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, we got a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing, but again, this is where your tornado warning is. And let's move down to the east-southeast. We got a bunch of storms, by the way, over in the Texas Panhandle. I don't think any of these are destructive anymore. Well, we actually have 4-inch sized hail in Perryton. So that is a storm that we have to watch closely as well. That is 4-inch sized hail for Perryton, as well as Waka, Wolf Creek Park, and Farnsworth. So those areas, definitely be aware that there's 4-inch sized hail coming your way. That is extremely large hail. We'll go to that storm as well here pretty soon, but we're primarily focusing on this tornado warning again. Vincent, I've been doing this for, well, I've been primarily doing central and southern plains weather for about 2 months now, but I've been doing live streams for a couple of years overall. Here's a look at that area storms right now. Velocities as of right now. We have a new warning, by the way, for a destructive supercell. Now we're up to 80-mile-per-hour winds for anywhere in this new warning, which does actually include, again, Frankfort is also included in this. So we have a new warning. Again, damaging winds now up to 80 miles per hour for Marysville, as well as Westmoreland, Blaine, Frankfort, Onaga, Century, I'm not saying the name right, but Axtell, as well as Westmore, Olsburg, Betty, Circleville, Byrne, Corning, Summerfield, Soldier, Havensville, as well as Goff and Vermilion. Those areas are all included in a severe thunderstorm warning for damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. So a new destructive, basically severe thunderstorm warning as they classify it by the National Weather Service across far northern Kansas as of right now. So again, this is a new area of storms. Yeah, Holistic, I don't even have access to that. I don't have access to the National Weather Service chat. You have to be actual, like, you have to work for a station or something like that for that, or emergency management. So, yeah, again, this is our main area right now. Jacob, usually the HR model is actually pretty accurate almost all the time. It's pretty often that it's an accurate model. Here's a look at that tornado warning. Velocities, again, they've been remaining pretty broad. The only area I still see is really up here near 36. Other than that, I don't see any areas that are really rotating. Our main area of rotation, again, is up here. It's still near, right along 36. It's east of Marysville. That's still an area of rotation that I see. I don't see any other areas of rotation. It's very broad up and down here, the storm line. So far, good news. Yeah. Cool. This tornado warning is currently in northern Oklahoma, or excuse me, northern Kansas. I don't know why I keep saying Oklahoma, but northern Kansas is where this tornado warning is as of right now. Hey, if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. It helps our page out a lot. If you are enjoying this, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. We're pretty close to 4,700 subscribers. We do live streams like this all the time, so you're not gonna be missing anything if you do hit the subscribe button down below. Look at the correlation coefficient, by the way. Again, no debris really being shown up here on the radar as of right now. But again, very strong damaging winds. For those that are just tuning in, we have a warning ongoing for damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. Again, that goes for Allsburg, as well as Summerfield is also included in that. Wetmore, excuse me, as well as Westmoreland, Blaine, as well as Allsburg. Again, I kind of already said that. Corning, Byrne, Circleville. Those areas all included for the potential for damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. We also have a hailstorm in the Panhandle of Texas that's producing hail up to the size of 4 inches. And that's obviously a very dangerous storm as well. We'll get to that here in a second, because obviously that's not a fun storm to be looking at. I'm going to go over to the cell real quick. We'll go back to the tornado warning very briefly, or in a moment. I mean, this is a storm I'm going to look at very briefly. But this is producing, okay, it's down to 2 inches, so I'm not going to really look at much. But this storm apparently was up to 4 inches of hail. But this is now down to 2 inches and 70 mile per hour winds. But at one point, when I was looking at just a second ago, it was up to 4-inch size hail. So we're going back to the tornado warning. That's up in the northern Texas Panhandle. So we'll be watching the storm pretty closely. But those storms should be able to weaken here over the next few hours anyways. The Andover tornado in April, I may have. Let me look that up, tornado, real quick. I covered some tornadoes. Talking about this April, or like, talking about 1997? 2022 one. 2022 one. Oh yeah, I did. The Wichita Falls one? Yeah, I covered that one. I call it the Lockett tornado because that was the main area. I covered that entire tornado, but yeah, I was live for that day. Again, here's your area of a tornado warning right now. Main area of rotation up here to the north near 36. So not a whole lot of rotation still left with this storm, but there's definitely still a possibility. Mainly, again, up near 36. That's our main area as of right now. I was about to say, Jacob, I was not alive back then. I did Virginia. Yes, I did. I did cover that tornado. No, Vincent, I was not. That's what I'm saying. Never covered that tornado. But I did cover the one recently, though, for... I called it the Lockett, Texas tornado, but did impact those areas. I did cover that entire tornado. I think I did, at least. I know I covered the tornado. I don't know if it was the entire thing, but at least the second half of it, at the bare minimum. I think I was covering the entire thing, though. As I remember, I was covering that entire tornado. Again, this is our ongoing tornado warning for Frankfurt. That's the only really area included, as well as Vermilion. Again, make sure you're in shelter immediately. Again, the severe thunderstorm warning is ongoing for damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour, as well as nickel-sized hail. So just keep that in mind. That severe thunderstorm warning ongoing. Those areas. I also have this area of storms right now near Minneapolis, Wakefield, Allsburg, producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. We had a new report, by the way, in Blue Rapids of a 65 mile per hour wind gust. So recent report on a damaging wind gust of 65 miles per hour. So what happened there? May 4th sounds about right. I think it was right around May 4th, James. Appreciate that, Steve. Yeah, this is definitely a rarity. We don't usually see destructive severe thunderstorm warnings. This is a one for 80 mile per hour wind gusts, so definitely an area to watch very closely. Again, for those that are just tuning in, 80 mile per hour wind gusts is possible with this storm. Again, this is a destructive supercell. It's really just the entire line at this point of storms right now. But again, this is the warning as of right now. All the names of those towns and cities on the left side of your screen. I've named a lot of them already, but primarily for Allsburg, as well as Corning, Byrne, Circleville, Summerfield, Soldier, Havensville, Goff, and Vermilion. Those areas are the main areas included in this warning. We obviously have that tornado warning ongoing still for those in Vermilion, Frankfurt. I just realized my screen was not updated to tornado warning. We're gonna go back to that. And those for Frankfurt and Vermilion under the tornado warning. Anywhere outside of it, still under that severe thunderstorm warning for damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. And the wind threat is I believe, observed actually. So there was an observed 80-mile-per-hour wind gust. That's what it's saying. And that report should come up here on radar here in a minute. So I'll have more details on that here for you in a minute. Damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. Again, possible for Minneapolis all the way back up to Blue Rapids. And we had a report of an 80-mile-per-hour wind gust somewhere in the storm. So we should get those details here in a moment for you. So stay tuned. We'll have an idea of where that wind gust actually occurred. There's been a lot of power outages with this line as well. Yeah, the only areas of rotation that really remain at this point are near 36. So that's the main area right now that I see in terms of an area of rotation. All right. Steve, I usually don't. I'm not really much into chasing. I want to someday, but yeah, it might become a derecho. Might. At this point, though, I don't. It's pretty much all severe up and down, but it's gonna have to last, I believe, 6 hours for it to even be derecho. So we'll have to wait and see. It might be considered one. All right. Let's go and take a look at the hail again. I haven't looked at the hail here in a little bit. Let's go and take a look at the hail sizes in terms of the estimated hail by radar. And yeah, a lot of the hail, by the way, is really minimal with this area of storms. I mean, we haven't really seen any hailstorms along this line of storms, which makes sense. Most of the time, we don't see, large hail along the line. But again, we saw 4-inch sized hail down here near Perryton. Just to kind of give you an idea real quick. Almost 4-inch sized hail north of Spearman. So we've seen some fairly large hail. But obviously, the line of storms, the main threat, again, is going to be damaging winds. And maybe an embedded couple of tornadoes here and there. That's kind of our main threat right now. Again, tornado warning is going to be ongoing until another 6 minutes, so until 11:30. We'll see if there's a new reassurance on this, but as of right now, still have that ongoing severe thunderstorm warning out in front of it for damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. There's no tornado warnings or anything like that in Upper Texas, no. I don't expect that to occur either. Nothing's going on in Arkansas, so we're not really going to be looking at Arkansas. Thank you, Ash, by the way, in Maine for subscribing, guys. I appreciate it. Welcome. David, I actually watched that one. I think I watched that one on the Weather Channel. But yeah, that was interesting. A while ago, so I can't remember the entire thing, but it was a very interesting derecho. I watched that on the Weather Channel, though. Not during COVID. Yeah, anywhere along I-70 definitely could see some severe weather, Jacob. Definitely main threat, again, being damaging winds tonight for anybody out in front of this line of storms. That's our main threat as of right now. Yeah, again, for anybody in this watch, anywhere in these warnings, again, there is definitely a potential for a tornado, even though there might not be a warning. So just kind of keep that in mind. There's definitely a possibility for that. You don't necessarily have to be under a tornado warning to see a tornado with a line of storms. But again, I think the main tornado threat, if there will be one at all over the next hour or so, will mainly be over here off to the east. This is an area where the greatest potential exists. My circle's kind of out of the screen. This is the main area here. This will probably be the main area if there's going to be any tornado threat. Again, these storms are moving a bit more to the east-southeast in comparison to the other storms moving down to the south. But again, it could exist down to the south. It's just going to be on the lower end. We're only 4 subscribers away, by the way, from 4650. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button down below, it's completely free to do. I would appreciate if you subscribe here to our YouTube channel. Again, we do live streams like this all the time, so we'll keep you updated again with the latest tonight and as well as over the upcoming days. Yeah, David, I remember that. If I remember correctly, I think it was like, I thought I heard a 112 wind gust. I don't know if that's accurate, though. Yes, you're correct. This is in northern Kansas as of right now, the ongoing tornado warning. We'll see if there's a new one. As of right now, rotation is very broad now up here to the north of Vermilion. A lot of broad rotation along this entire line now, so good news so far, but we very well could see some more rotation down the line. But as of right now, again, the main threat is damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour with this line of storms. Again, that's going to be going through areas like Westmoreland, as well as Wetmore, Oldsburg, Circleville, Byrne, Corning, Summerfield, Soldier, Havensville, Goff, and as well as Vermilion. Those areas are all included in this severe thunderstorm warning, so just keep that in mind. Have a great night, David. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great night. Mr. Fox, I don't think I'm going to hit that many subscribers, but if I did, that would be pretty crazy. I know you get like a badge or something like that to get to 100,000, but I don't think it'll hit that much. If I do that, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, I've obviously doubled my subscribers in the past 30 days, but never know. Yeah, it's definitely an outflow dominant line of storms now. I mean, this entire line is outflow dominant, so we're really looking at a lot of stronger winds more than anything. Again, damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour is possible with this storm. Again, we had a report of 80 miles per hour, an 80 mile per hour wind gust with this storm. I'm not sure where, though. We still haven't had that report yet, but we might get that here in a second. Again, as of right now, the only area of rotation, which is extremely broad now, not really much of a rotation anymore, is north of Vermilion. So it looks like this tornado warning will not be extended. So good news there, but we definitely have a very large damaging wind threat across this entire line of storms. And we also have some other cells down in the Texas Panhandle. We'll get to those here in a second, because those are producing some fairly large hail as well. You're correct, Holistic. Yeah, if you have any umbrellas out in the patio or anything like that, make sure you take those down tonight. Those things can get flown around big time if you don't bring them down. So if you have any umbrellas outside, make sure you take those down. Yeah, this tornado warning should expire here in a moment. We definitely have a large and high damaging wind threat for the rest of tonight. So, also, if you want to follow us on our other social medias, you can check those links in the description below. We're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we are on a lot of platforms. So, Instagram as well, Twitter. If you have any photos, you can always tweet me on Twitter as well. If you're not already subscribed here to our YouTube channel, you're missing out. You have live streams every day, so almost every day. On every severe weather event for the most part. Let me find my live chat again. All right, let's see. Yeah, we've already had power outages across northern Kansas, so we've definitely had some power outages with this line of storms. And yeah, I mean, this is, again, damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour will definitely knock out some power. That's without a doubt. It's almost a guaranteed. All right, thank you, JK, Stormy, Bill Cal, the Storm Guy, and as well Victoria and JD for subscribing, guys. I appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you, thank you. All right, so the tornado warning just expired, and I don't think there'll be a new one. We're going to go back over here to the regular screen. And again, damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour will be possible here across the storm that has already produced a tornado threat. Going back down to the south a little bit, we have another area of storms right now near Riley as well as Wakefield. Going toward Manhattan, and Alamo will be in the path of this, as well as Junction City, anywhere right along Interstate 70, producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour as it heads down to the southeast. Yeah, near Bennington, Manchester, as well as near Minneapolis as well. Those areas all included with the potential for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. That extends as far west as Russell, by the way, so it's a pretty long area of storms. And going back down to the south, I'm going to go to these storms because these have been producing some massive hailstones. It was up to 4 inches at one point with this one cell near Perryton. This is obviously a very dangerous supercell right along 70. And this is moving down to the southeast as of right now, producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour and hen egg-sized hail. That includes Waca as well as Wolf Creek Park and Farnsworth, and as well as Perryton. Those areas are included in that severe thunderstorm warning. It's now past Perryton, but that's another storm there. Hardesty has another severe thunderstorm warning going through that area, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and as well as some quarter-sized hail possible with that storm. Another threat ongoing in far southwestern Kansas near Richfield. This storm is producing damaging winds around 70 miles per hour, and as well as hen egg-sized hail. That's also moving down to the southeast as of right now. There was a report of ping pong ball-sized hail a while back, and go back down to the south of that. Here, just off to the west of Amarillo, we have an ongoing storm producing golf ball-sized hail. This storm is back out near Interstate 40. That is moving off to the east as of right now, producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and as well as some golf ball-sized hail. So we got plenty of storms ongoing. Again, we're going to keep you updated with the latest throughout the evening and the overnight hours. So that's kind of what we got as of right now. Going back up to the north here. We also got a couple up in Iowa. Let me go to this radar site. Actually, I'm going to go to the Kansas City radar site here for a brief moment. There's a pretty destructive storm up here, I think, in Iowa as well. Producing golf ball-sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour near Stanberry, as well as King City. That's a very large hail core, by the way. Look at that white. That white is going to represent extremely large hail, possibly. That could actually be as high as potentially hen egg plus. So it could be actually larger than what it is right now. Pouring water. I haven't had water in a while. So yeah, again, there's a pretty significant cell right there off in Iowa. And Iowa's obviously going to see some severe weather as well tonight. Most of it just being damaging winds, but any of those isolated discrete cells out in front of it definitely could produce some large hail as well. I'm only for central Missouri. I don't think you'll see much tonight. If you do see anything, it'll just be maybe some gusty winds or up to 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds up there. All right, so this is now down to 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Again, we had an observed wind threat of 80 miles per hour, so we're still waiting on that report of 80-mile-per-hour winds. But and here's a look at that Boeing line right here, and that's again moving off to the east-southeast. This is pretty much outflow dominant at this point, so no problem, Virginia. Yeah, there's a lot of action today. I was live for the first half of it, and now I'm back for the second half of it, and there's a lot still happening. Let me get a track on this line of storms, by the way, and give you an idea of when these storms might arrive to your location. I'm going to do two parts, excuse me, of this line of storms. Here's a bit of a path right now. So Lawrence right around 1237, Leavenworth right around 1247, as well as Kansas City right around 107. Overland Park right around 108, Kansas City 110, or why does it say two Kansas Cities? I don't know. Independence 119, Lee's Summit right around 126, and then Blue Springs 129. That's your timing on this line of storms as it heads out to the east. The other part of the line right now heading down to the south, this will all eventually go toward Oklahoma. This is all moving about 40, 50 miles per hour. We'll put 50. So those in Junction City 1135. Let me double check here. So 45. Yeah, that's pretty close. So Junction City 1135, Salina right around 1140, McPherson 1218, Great Bend 1221, Emporia right around 1239, Hutchinson 1243, Newton right around 1245, El Dorado 109, Wichita 114, and Derby 126. That's your timing again on the line of storms here, moving down to the south. Yeah, the severe weather has been nonstop really all day. I mean, this has been going on really ever since 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. We've been seeing severe weather all day. Yeah, if you're new here, make sure to hit the like button. We're only 8 likes away from 350. I would appreciate if you hit the like button, as well as make sure to subscribe again to our YouTube channel. We're very close to 4,700 subscribers. And my goal tonight is hit 4,750. So if you can hit that, that'd be awesome. We're only about 85 away, and there's over 300 people watching. I bet a lot of you aren't subbed, so would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. Really helps our page out a lot. And we have our ongoing severe thunderstorm warning back out here to the east. This was originally tornado warned. It's now down to a severe thunderstorm warning. So I appreciate that, creations. I appreciate that. Thank you. Wait, there's 2 Kansas Cities? Wait, no way. Did I never know that? Wait, I must have known that from something. Doesn't actually show up on this map, really. That's funny. I didn't even. Why did I not know that? Well, I never lived in the Central Plains, so that might explain it. This might be classified as derecho if it lasts another like 5 hours. The line of storms right now, let me go ahead and measure this. I can measure it with this on here. As of right now, the damaging winds, I don't know if it will be a derecho. Honestly, I don't think it will. But if it does end up being it, I mean, it's about a 230-mile long line. I mean, this is about 112 right here. Let me just go ahead and do a whole path here. This is about 100. Gotta add up a bunch of numbers here. So about 100 plus 50 plus about 80. It's about 230. So yeah, it's about 230. I mean, even then, I don't know if it really can get to a derecho level. But it's definitely producing a widespread amount of damaging winds. But it has to be like 230 or 240 miles at least for that. All right, thank you, Ellie, as well as Truly, Canning, as well as Paranormal for subscribing, guys. I appreciate it. Welcome. Oklahoma City won't see storms until overnight, so probably at least 3 or 4 in the morning. It'll be kind of your timing. Yeah, I was covering those storms, storm chasing. I was covering them when they were in San Antonio and whatnot. Hey Roger, how you doing? I think the area was about 11:30 or 11:45, I believe was the timing for you. Or excuse me, not 11:30, 12:30 or 12:45. That was the timing for your area there. Ellie, we've had plenty of confirmed tornadoes. Let me actually take a look, let me take a look at the reports today. We've had a lot of tornadoes already today, I think. I think we've at least had 5, possibly 10. We've had 11 tornado reports. So we had 1 in New Mexico. East of Santa Fe. There's a brief land spout at about 5:30. We had 3 in Colorado. So there was a confirmed tornado in eastern Colorado. Or southeastern Colorado, I mean. And there was also another tornado near Lamar. That one I was covering. And there was also another tornado near Blue Lake, which also I was covering. So those were confirmed tornadoes. We had 4 tornado reports in northeastern Colorado. So Colorado's had the most tornadoes today. Another brief land spout. There's basically 4 reports up there. It might have been all the same tornado. It could have been a couple of different ones. There was one in Iowa today as well. And that's just what we know as of right now. We actually haven't had any reports in Nebraska. There was one in Wyoming as well. So far we haven't had any reports in Nebraska or Kansas yet. So see though, you never know. Might come in late. Those are our tornado reports so far today. Yeah, Tennessee's not going to see much tonight. You go Oklahoma won't see storms until later tonight. Oh yeah, Virginia. I ate when I took my break. I'm fine. I am completely fine. Not really, pleb. They're not really at the requirements for derecho at this point. I mean, it has to be lasting 6 hours with consistent winds, so. Yeah, I can go and take a look at upper level area of Texas, so basically the northern panhandle. There's actually a severe thunderstorm watch that just got extended now into the northern panhandle. This is the main cell over there near Perryton right now, so damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour, as well as hen egg-sized hails possible with this storm. Again, your main hail core is right here along 70 and Highway 83. That's moving down to the southeast. So that's the main storm as of right now. There's also a warning up here near Hardesty right now that's producing, again, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and quarter-sized hail. Also a cell back out here to the west producing golf ball-sized hail. That's weakening out right along Interstate 40. So this is the main cell as of right now, though, in the Texas Panhandle. Damn right, I'm pretty sure they're going to be weakening over there in Alabama. I think the storms will probably hit Tulsa. I'm pretty sure they will. Tulsa has the best chance out of any city in Oklahoma tonight. Yeah, storms up over in the Texas Panhandle are moving southeast, other than the one right along Interstate 40, which is moving east. That's west of Amarillo. Again, this storm over here in northern Kansas, producing, again, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. So just keep that in mind. This is an observed threat, again, heading off to the east. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. We are extremely close. Let me see how close we are. We're only 23 subs away from 4,700. And I know at least 100 of you probably are not subscribed. So I would appreciate if you hit that red button down below real quick. It really helps out our page. Again, we do live streams like this all the time. Make sure to turn on post notifications as well. I'll probably be live tomorrow as well. And as well as on Thursday. And I might be live on Friday. So. Chris, the storms, if they make it to Oklahoma City, will only probably be damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So. Okay, 1920s, gotcha. Yeah, there might have been a brief tornado. It just hasn't popped up on the Storm Prediction Center's website yet. Definitely a possibility. Let me take a look at the velocities. We haven't looked at that in a while. I don't think there's really anything rotating, but yeah, a lot of very broad rotation. Again, this is all pretty outflow dominant at this point, so the possibility of any of these storms rotating is going to be pretty low tonight. But again, it's a possibility. It's not out of the question. A lot of these storms are going to become outflow dominant anyways. Appreciate that, pleb. Hey, William, how you doing? Welcome. Appreciate it. And thank you, Roger. I appreciate that, too. Subscriptions sometimes come in late, so they might be delayed in terms of notifications. I do appreciate it, guys. Virginia, I have to change the name. I can't keep it North Texas Weather Center. Too many people are confused. Doesn't make any sense for me to keep that name when it's not really North Texas Weather anymore. Wish I had a TV. I don't know, problem. I mean, this is, again, basically free coverage, so. Again, for those that are over in Kansas, we got several severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing, all of it for damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. We have one over in Iowa, one of those discrete cells. That's really our only discrete cell left, other than the ones in the Texas Panhandle. And any discrete cell, again, has the best chance for a tornado threat tonight. So, again, that's kind of our main threat as of right now. Now, let's go and put a timing guide on this again, so kind of give you an idea of when these storms will go toward your area. This is kind of going down to the east-southeast, this area of storm. So, timing as of right now, so Lawrence, 1243, Leavenworth, right around 1250, Shawnee, right around 108, Kansas City, 111, Overland Park, 112, 114 for Kansas City again, Independence, 122, and Blue Springs, 132. That's your timing, again, on this area of storms heading off to the east-southeast as of right now. It's heading off to the east-southeast as of right now. Other line of storms back out to the west of that. Okay, give you an idea of timing on this. This is all moving about 45, 55 miles per hour, I believe. Let me just double check. About 50. I'll put about 50 on this. So this is an area of storms here. Down to the south, here's a little bit of a timing guide for you. So Junction City, 1144. Salina, right around 1150. Great Bend, 1228. McPherson, 1228 as well. Hutchinson, 1251. Newton, 1255. El Dorado, 118. It'll eventually reach Wichita, by the way, for those that are from Wichita, 124. Hayesville, right around 134. And Derby, again, is going to be right about 136 tonight. That's your timing for these areas of storms. Again, these are all moving down to the south and east. All of them are producing, again, damaging winds upwards of 70 miles per hour. Back down to the south, I'll put tracks on these storms as well, in case they do make it longer, which they might. This is an area of storms that might actually develop into a bit of a cluster, possibly going toward Oklahoma. You're going to put a track on this area of storms here. This specific cell, I should say. This one's going about 30 miles per hour. So this is heading down to the south. So as of right now, the timing on this storm that's producing hen egg-sized hail and damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour will reach Canadian right around 1222, Higgins 1235, and Radon right around 124. That's your timing on that storm as well. South Iowa is definitely getting some severe storms up that way. There's one discrete cell out in front of it. Or actually, no, it's actually northern part of Missouri now. I don't think southern Iowa will see too much more tonight. Maybe just some damaging winds. The one severe thunderstorm warning is actually down now in Missouri. There was a cell up there that's now down to the south. It's not severe anymore. We got a new warning, by the way, for Manhattan as well as Alma. I don't know if this is new. I think it is, though. As well as St. Mary's and as well as Junction City. Those areas all included for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So that's a new warning there. And again, we have our damaging wind threat up to 70 miles per hour up here to the north near Soldier, and as well as going toward Wetmore. So those areas are included in that warning right now. Yes, you're correct. There's 70 mile per hour wind gusts in that storm in the Texas Panhandle. So yes, it's a very dangerous storm that way as well. Oklahoma will probably see damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So that's my main concern for tonight. In Oklahoma, that's the main threat. I don't expect anything too far beyond that. And again, this is the Boeing area of storms right now. Whoa, what the heck just happened? This is, again, the Boeing area of storms that's producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. Anywhere down to the south of that, not nearly as, it's not Boeing at this point, so it's at least not as prominent. Most of this other stuff down to the south is outflow dominant. Everything up here to the north is becoming outflow dominant, so this area up here is going to just start to produce mainly just damaging winds and a very low tornado threat. Anything down to the south of that is basically just damaging winds. So the outflow is basically keeping that to just damaging winds and maybe some small hail as well. Most of these storms will not produce hail. The hailstone storms at this point will primarily be the ones that are discrete out in front of the line of storms, like the ones in the Texas Panhandle, for example, or the one over in northern Missouri. Those are the main hailstorms as of right now. Thank you, Joe, Amanda, and as well as Dan, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. Hey, gang, how you doing? Welcome back. What parts of Texas are going to hit? The Texas Panhandle, that's the main area, and possibly the Red River area, so right along the far north Texas area, possibly right along the Red River might have some as well. What parts of Oklahoma? Really anywhere from I-35 and eastward will have the best chance, but there could also be some storms back out to the west of that. You can see the storms from Kansas City. I don't doubt it. These are highly electrified storms, that's without a doubt. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. Again, we do live streams like this all the time. We're a small page here on YouTube. We're only like 15 subscribers now away from 4,700. If you're one of those 15 that haven't subscribed, I would really appreciate it. As well as if you want to support our page above and beyond, you can become a member here on our page for as little as $2.99 per month. You get benefits from exclusive forecasts to emojis here in our chat, and as well as an exclusive chat badge. You can do that and click the top link in the description below if you feel like supporting our page above and beyond. And I do this pretty much full time, so we appreciate it. Kentucky, I'm not expecting anything in Kentucky tonight. In terms of severe weather, at least. A lot of rain, though, I think. That way. I appreciate that, William. And here's the main area of storms. Bowing out. It's producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. Again, this is going to be heading really anywhere toward Denton, as well as Atchison, St. Joseph. St. Joseph actually might get by the line of storms back up to the north, but definitely a very high damaging wind threat as this moves off to the east. So you're keeping that in mind. Definitely down to the south, by the way. The severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, not ongoing for areas like Abilene as well as Minneapolis. So that's somewhat good news so far. It might be gusty winds more than anything. Again, we have our most dangerous supercells back out here in the Texas Panhandle, which have been producing significant hailstone sizes. Again, Hennig-sized hail is still ongoing here near Perryton. Damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. Also a threat with this storm. And again, this is setting down to the southeast as of right now. Here's a look at the warning as of right now, including Perryton and as Wolf Creek Park are included in that. Will eventually go toward Canadian. So it's a pretty rural area, but it is producing some fairly large hailstones right now. So just keep that in mind. Again, that's moving down to the south and southeast. And the warning, by the way, back out in closer to the Interstate 40 area in far west Texas as of right now is producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, but it's also producing golf ball sized hail as of right now. So this is still a pretty severe storm as of right now, heading down over to the east southeast. That might go toward Hereford as well. If it can last that long, we'll have to wait and see. They have a stronger cap over this way anyway, so see if those storms can make it that far. Velocities, I can take a look. I don't think it's rotating, but take a look at the rotation, see if there's anything. Yeah, just wind. Nothing in terms of rotation as of right now. Thing I'm concerned about. Hey, Jesse, how you doing? Welcome. And Jolene, welcome. How you guys doing? Welcome. Let me look at the hail radar. I can show you what the hail looks like on here. Yeah, hail radar is updating now. Yeah, the hail as of right now, estimated by radar, potentially up to baseball sized, actually. That's what's being estimated right now by radar, right along Highway 83. So there's potentially some pretty large hail out of this. Yeah, this moving down to the southeast. Hey, we hit 4,700 subscribers. I appreciate it, guys. Now our next one's 4,750 if we can hit that tonight. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know if we'll be able to, but my last goal for tonight will be 4,750 subscribers. See if we can get there. Again, I'm not sure how long I'll be live for, but I'll probably be live at least for another hour or so. Appreciate it, Robert. Appreciate that. Mitchell, South Dakota. Nice. Now let's go back up to the north. Actually, severe thunderstorm warning still ongoing for areas like Lamar. These areas have already gotten pounded by tornado warnings earlier, and they're getting even more severe weather. Damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and head-egg-sized hail. Man, that area cannot get a break with severe weather recently. Just insane how much severe weather that area's had recently. Today, the other day, I think yesterday, had severe weather too. We're back up in northern Kansas now. Again, if you have any questions about any of the other storms, definitely let me know in chat. All right, I've been live for, let's see, 2.5 hours. I have to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be back in about a minute. Stay tuned. We will be back in just a second. Button down below. It really helps our page out a lot. Also, if you have not already, make sure to hit that red subscribe button down below. It'll give you your latest forecasts and live streams here on our YouTube channel. Also, make sure to hit that little bell icon to the right and click all so you get notified on when those live streams and videos come out. And if you'd like to support our page above and beyond, click the first link in the description. It'll redirect you to a membership page. For as little as $2.99 per month, you can become a member on our YouTube channel, which includes exclusive forecasts, and as well as a chat badge in both the live streams and comment section, and some emojis to go along with it, which you can use in live streams and as well as in our comment section. I'll also give you a shout out here on stream. We'll be back in about 15 to 20 seconds. All right, we are back. Welcome back to everybody that might have left during that time. Back to the severe weather ongoing. Hope everybody's doing well. Got some water, maybe? Something like that. I have only taken a one. This is my only break in the 2.5 hours I streamed so far today. Tennessee's, I don't think, seen much tonight, Reagan. I think much has happened in there tonight. All right, we got a 60 mile per hour wind gust, by the way, that just got reported in Corning, by the way. So, new report there. By the way, while I was gone, Jolene, Linda, and Robert, thank you guys for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you. Break video broken again. Was it? Was the video broken? I'll have to look more into that. It's weird. Didn't happen the first time I did it. Yeah, Iowa's kind of out of the mix of storms at this point. All the storms are down to your south now. At this point, the tornado threat is very low tonight. I'm not expecting much in terms of a tornado threat. Definitely a damaging wind threat, though. Tornado threat's going to be fairly low because of all these storms at this point that are being outflow dominant. A U.S. geography level is? It's, I think, pretty good. I don't know every single town and city everywhere, but I know, for the most part, capitals and stuff like that. I know I know all the states, at least. Guess that's at least a start. I know some people don't even know what the states are. We had a 62-mile-per-hour wind gust, by the way, reported in Goodwell earlier, so the early report. Let's see that. No glitch? Okay, cool. Yeah, it shouldn't glitch. I'm hoping it didn't. We're only 10 likes away, by the way, from 400. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure to hit the like button. We're only 10 away from 400. Pretty cool if we can hit that goal tonight. We actually have a new mesocyclone discussion. I don't know how new this is. Doesn't look new, never mind. Well, that's actually kind of new. So, a new mesocyclone discussion for the Texas Panhandle. I'm just going to go to this real quick because we have a little mesocyclone discussion. So, cells are expected to continue to push east or southeast during the evening. Again, this is our main cell as of right now. There are some up in Colorado as well. So, basically, this is basically along with the severe thunderstorm watch that we have in the Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma Panhandle, and southwestern Kansas. It suggests that very large hail will continue with these storms. Severe weather gusts may be possible, given the 63-knot gust in the Oklahoma Panhandle over the last hour. A new weather watch may be issued if it continues. So, this watch expires at 5 a.m., which I'm guessing this is the new watch they've mentioned, but or downstream. So there might be a new watch in western Oklahoma with that area of storms. So we might actually end up seeing a new severe thunderstorm watch at some point pretty soon. So that's what that's saying at this point. So just kind of keep that in mind if you're in the Texas Panhandle or western portions of Oklahoma. Our threat level as of right now. Back to the live chat. DFW's not seeing much tonight. You might see an isolated storm though tomorrow, late morning. Microbursts can sometimes be detected on radar. It just depends. I think we've seen a couple before on radar. Yeah, 4-inch sized hail is kind of done. It's now down to 2-inch sized hail in the Texas Panhandle, so a little bit lower than before. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, from Meriden, as well as Wetmore, as well as Holton, Horton, and Mayetta, and as well as Rossville. Those areas all included a new severe thunderstorm warning. Damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour will be possible with this new warning. So we have a new warning there. We also have a new warning for St. Joseph. Same threats go there. Damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour will be possible as that moves down to the south. So again, 2 new warnings there. No new warning, by the way, for Abilene, just for those that are in that area. Again, we have an ongoing warning for 60 mile per hour winds out near Lincoln as well, and Russell. So just keep that in mind. No problem, Virginia. No problem at all. See you soon. Yeah, I was up to softball plus size hail at one point. So there was large hail, obviously, out that way. And we have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing. A big severe thunderstorm watch again for western and central Missouri, as well as into central Kansas. Especially, we're going to probably get a new watch, by the way, for southern Kansas in about an hour or two. So that'll be another area that we're going to be watching for more severe weather tonight. James are good. I had more just before I went live. So cheese crackers are good. I love Ritz cheese crackers. Really good. Have an ongoing threat for 70 mile per hour damaging winds, by the way, for those in Wetmore and just off to the west of that with the storm rolling through. It'll be down to 60 miles per hour, though. It seems like over the next few minutes. Up real quick. All right, cool. Yeah, the line of storms will basically be on a weakening trend. I think most of these storms will still produce damaging winds around 60 miles per hour, though, as this moves down to the south and east. So, I mean, you're still at a pretty good likelihood of seeing some sort of severe weather aspect, whether that be damaging winds or maybe a little bit of quarter-sized hail. That's kind of where we're at this point. Again, there's a possibility that we do end up seeing something like, you know, an isolated tornado in the near future, but I think it's a very low-end risk. Appreciate that, Robert. Problem at all. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. We're only 39 subscribers now away from 4,750. That's our last goal for tonight. So if you can possibly get to that, that'd be awesome. Appreciate everybody tuning in as always. We're only 2 likes, by the way, away from 400. So if you haven't hit the like button, I would appreciate that as well. Let's eat pepperoni and chips and pickles. What? It's a weird combination. Broken Bow, Oklahoma. You might see storms later tonight. But anywhere in Oklahoma, to be honest, has a possibility for storms tonight. Literally anywhere. The best chance, though, will be east of Interstate 35. So, if you're east of Interstate 35, like Tulsa, Oklahoma City, they have better chances of storms. For those in western Oklahoma, there's still a possibility, but it's a little bit lower. It's a bit more a scattered chance for tonight. Have a great night, Zero. Have a great night. Appreciate you tuning in. See you soon. See you on the next live stream. I've seen you basically in every live stream. Have a good night. And this warning, by the way, is about to expire. We might see a new severe thunderstorm warning here, get extended back out to the east. So that's a possibility. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, Sakura, that's probably that area. So yeah, Broken Bow probably will see storms around 8, 9 in the morning tomorrow. It'll probably be like a morning threat, not really like an early morning. So possibly closer to like, you know, an early morning threat. So 8 to 11 a.m. is kind of my projection. Anywhere right along the Red River is the best chance between about 7 to 11 or so for tomorrow morning. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning that just expired here. It might be a new one getting issued here pretty shortly. 60 mile per hour wind gust possible for Holton, Wetmore, as well as Horton, Valley Falls, as well as Hoyt, Meridian, as well as Rossville. Those areas all included in that warning as of right now for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. And our main storms are still in the Texas Panhandle as of right now. These have been the most severe so far. Still a considerable threat. Golf ball sized hail, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. This storm looks like it's starting to fall apart a bit, but it is going toward Canadian. So those in that area, make sure that you are aware of that. I've said it several times. Kentucky's not really seen much. It's just rain. I don't expect anything too much for Kentucky. Just rain. And I mainly only cover the severe weather, unless there's something else, but just severe weather. Yeah, to be honest with you, that entire line of storms, by the way, going toward Kansas City, it's just very outflow dominant. So I wouldn't expect too much beyond damaging winds for the rest of the night in those areas. Maybe a very low-end tornado threat, but no problem, Oxy. There might be some storms going toward central Missouri. There's definitely a possibility there. This warning, by the way, is now down to quarter-sized hail, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So far, the storms in the Texas Panhandle have been starting to weaken a bit. We actually had a 73 mile per hour wind gust, by the way, up in Guyman as well. And by the way, those in Lamar still got some storms going there, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, as well as hail up the size of head eggs is still ongoing for those in eastern and southeastern Colorado. So those storms are still ongoing there. Our whole area storms back up here to the northeast. Obviously, this is our main line of storms. We'll eventually see this head into Oklahoma overnight. So that's kind of our threat as of right now. St. Louis. I don't think St. Louis is going to see much tonight. St. Louis might see storms, but it'd probably be just like gusty winds, if anything. I don't think Northern Michigan is seeing anything either. Northern Michigan is definitely not seeing anything. You're kind of way out of the way of this area of storms, at least. You might see something, but it won't be this. And Northern Michigan's not even forecast to see rain today, so. Yeah, St. Louis might see like gusty winds or something like that, but that'd be about it. For that area, at least. Yeah, all the hailstorms are down to quarter size or less, so. Thank you, Mike, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you. Flashing outflow boundaries. That actually might be interesting. Yeah, if we go back down here to the south, there's actually outflow boundaries that might clash down here. Amarillo. This is an outflow boundary, and this is an outflow boundary. This one's going north, this one's going south. Be kind of interesting. I don't know what really would happen in that sort of instance, but there's two outflow boundaries kind of about to clash with each other here in a second over in Texas. Pretty interesting. There's two black lines again representing outflow boundaries. I'll have to watch and see what happens with that. That's interesting. And over in the eastern Texas Panhandle, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour and golf ball size tail possible there. Ellie, I've been doing weather ever since I was 3, so I'm now in college for meteorology. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Appreciate it, Jacob. Have a great night. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, if you're new here, make sure to hit the like button as well as subscribe again to our YouTube channel. We do live streams like this all the time. I would really appreciate if you support our page. Again, it's a very small page here, but I do these live streams almost every day for almost all the severe weather events. So make sure to consider subscribing down below. It's completely free to do. Just got to click the red button. We are closing in our goal right now of 4,750 in terms of subscribers. So really cool if we could hit that tonight. We still have tornado warning on our title. I just realized that. Fix that. Title. I didn't even realize I had my title like that for that one. All right, there we go. Yeah, golf ball size tail is going on in the Texas Panhandle with that one storm south of Perryton. But other than that, all these other storms are just producing damaging winds around 60 miles per hour. So it's kind of our main threat as of right now. Unless the cell is able to become discreet and out in front of this line, this will definitely be our main threat. Again, this line is all pushing down to the south. None of these, by the way, are severe actually at this time. Only strong. We have a special weather statement there near Ellsworth, producing gusty winds up to 55 miles per hour and up to half-inch size tail. So that's kind of what's going right there. Let me put another timeline on here for you. Those that are going to get hit by these storms. Let's move down to the south. Put the track on here. As of right now, we actually have no severe thunderstorm warnings associated with the southern part of the line. Here's a bit of a timing guide for you. So all the timing areas are on the left side of your screen for central and southern areas of Kansas. So McPherson, 1235, Emporia, right around 1240, Newton, right around 1257, Hutchinson, 1259, El Dorado, 115, Wichita, 125, Hayesville, 134, Derby, 135, Wellington, 156, and Winfield, 159. As your timing there, and obviously back out to the northeast of that, we have our ongoing line of storms here. Let me put a timing guide on this one too. Idea of where these storms are going. Again, these are all moving down over to the east. Going toward Kansas City as of right now. So Lawrence, 1247, Leavenworth, 1255, Kansas City, 117 to 120. Overland, right around 123. Independence, 127. All right, I'll delete the bot from this channel. Eventually, Independence, 127. Blue Springs, 137. And Les Summit, right around 138. So that's your timing going off to the east-southeast with this part of the line of storms. Kansas City, probably just damaging winds. Glad you found me, Sky. Appreciate you tuning in. That's awesome, Ellie. That's awesome. Yes, Pleb, you do. You have to do a lot of math. Calc 1, 2, and 3. At least. Sometimes they have to make you do calculus 4, too, sometimes. Joe, yeah, you might see some severe weather. Probably just damaging winds, though, would be about it. If that. As of right now, no severe weather is warned for your area, but damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour would be possible as these storms move off to the east. Again, our main storms as of right now, this entire line of storms. We had a 53 mile per hour wind gust, by the way, over in Saline County, Kansas. So it's our new report there. Now, I know what a bot is. Yeah, they come here and there. I appreciate that, Kayla. I appreciate the kind words, and I appreciate you subscribing. Thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoyed the live stream so far. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of the content that my channel has. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, I think I've deleted the bot, right? Well, you shouldn't be able to see it anymore. At least there might be one message, but yeah, bots come into all these YouTube streams nowadays. It's not just mine. It's kind of annoying. They used to not until like recently. All right, thank you, Alt, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. And as well as Eric, thank you. Appreciate it. The rotation. I don't think there's any rotation here. There's still outflow dominant, so really the rotation with this sort of stuff is going to be very minimal. I froze up. It might just be on your end. It's not frozen on my end. No rotation there, just wind. The only area of rotation would basically be near Westmore. Like, this is the only area I can imagine any rotation being at. But even then, there's not really anything in terms of rotation. Zoom into this chat. Sorry. Yeah, Calc 3. I'm in Calc 2 right now. Estimated time arrival for Tulsa. I think it's probably going to be closer to about 3 or 4 in the morning. At least. Probably around then, though. 4, maybe 5. On your stream, interested in meteorology. Suggestions on classes. That's a good one. Well, most of the time, the college will tell you what you have to take in terms of gen ed classes, which can go up to Calc 3. What I'm doing, though, I don't know what kind of meteorology you're trying to go into. I'm going into broadcast, and obviously this is what I want to do for all time. I would rather do a YouTube channel and kind of do my own thing, but if I do go to broadcast and kind of do it on TV or whatever, I want to, obviously do the broadcast classes. So depends on what you're doing, though. If you want to be like a storm chaser, I don't really know, but if you're trying to do like broadcast meteorology, I highly recommend doing broadcast meteorology type classes. So like intro to broadcast, advanced broadcast and whatnot. That's what I would recommend. Oh yeah, thank you, Skylark, for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate your compliment as well. Appreciate you tuning in tonight. Very well, appreciate that. Thank you so much. Calc 2 was fun? I just don't think so. Calc 2 is actually the hardest calculus class that there is. At Calc 1 I did and it was pretty easy. Nice, Joe. That's good. Yeah, I have a lot of meteorology people that I know. A lot of like actual television meteorologists that I know. So I have a lot of connections in that regard. But honestly, if I could ever do this full time, that'd be awesome. But we'll see. Like right now, this is kind of my job this summer. I'm just gonna be doing live streams almost every day. Kind of grow up my channel, hopefully. Again, if you're new here, I would appreciate if you subscribe. Really do appreciate it. And I do I literally live stream every severe weather event right now. So I do enjoy doing what I do. I don't just do this for, money or anything. I actually enjoy what I do. This is what I want to do in my life. So I love doing it. I put off local weatherman vibes. Okay. I have some local people around me, and they are the meteorologists. One of them just shows off their shiny boots all the time. It's really weird. Anywhere in Missouri is going to just see potentially just some damaging winds. That'd be about it, up to 60 miles per hour. So even Liberty, Missouri, that's your main threat if you see any severe weather tonight. I hope I'm doing better than average. I love doing what I do. Again, I've been doing this forever. I have so many old forecasts. At some point, I'm going to make a video here on YouTube and post it with all my old forecasts that I've done over the years. Because I've made I've made weather forecasts when I was I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. When I was 10 or 12 or something like that. So yeah, I've been making forecasts forever. I'll have to make a little compilation at some point. I've been wanting to do it for a while. I've been so busy with the severe weather right now. It's been a very busy past month for the severe weather world. Yeah, for those that are just tuning in, we have ongoing severe thunderstorm warnings across far northeastern Kansas and as well as Valley Falls, Meridian, those areas, including potential for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So, yeah, James, I've seen that. I'm guessing you probably saw that from some crazy person that shared it all over Facebook, but I've seen a lot of people share that sort of stuff, that the GFS model shows like a hurricane or whatever. Again, it's a possibility, but it's just way too early to ever get to predicting a hurricane that far out, especially at this time of the year. Yeah, Ellie, it's definitely something you want to decide. I mean, you don't have to decide early, but I mean, if you're good with communications, you don't have to be as good as me by any means. I mean, I'm not saying I'm good, but you have to at least have some sort of good communication skills and stuff like that, and have a good presence, good professional presence and whatnot. That's your kind of main thing. If you want to be broadcast, if you want to be a storm chaser though, that's pretty cool too. It's more like taking pictures, going out in the storms and stuff like that, but it's also not nearly as rewarding because a lot of the time it's more expensive. And you can also do, you can work at like National Weather Service and stuff like that too, and you don't actually have to, do broadcasts. You can always do that too. I think the National Weather Service and stuff like that might have a bit more math required. Usually when you're a broadcast meteorologist, you don't have to really do any math. No problem, Tamara. I don't know what SMM means, but appreciate you tuning in. GFS just not normal. Yeah, the GFS model, I don't really look at those models that far out. I'll look at them, but I don't ever take actual forecasts off of those ever. Now, this isn't going to be a derecho show. It won't. I can guarantee you it's not going to be a derecho show. Most of the line of storms is just gusty winds. The eastern part is definitely damaging winds, but it's not long enough, and it's not going to last long enough for it to be a derecho show. By the way, this storm over here near Canadian is still a very potent storm in the Texas Panhandle, producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour and golf ball sized hail. So, hey, appreciate that, Tamara. Appreciate you hitting the like button. And again, thank you, Skylark, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that again. Thank you. Appreciate that, William. Thank you. Yeah, again, if you have not already subscribed, I would appreciate it. We are only 20 subscribers now away from 4,000, excuse me, 750. So I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. I'm doing Ember Riddle ult. What I'm at right now. Watch the 40-minute animation for which storm, Ash? Hey, nice, Kaylee. That's nice. Always good to have a weather radio. You have 3. That's crazy. That's a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't really learned a whole lot from college yet. I'm only a year in, but for the most part, most of the stuff I've learned so far has been self-taught. So I honestly have not learned much through college yet. I've learned stuff about aviation weather. That's about it, though. All right, thank you, William and Young, for subscribing, guys. I appreciate it. Welcome. Appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. You think a watch will get extended into Southwest Missouri? I don't think so. Yeah, Southwest Missouri, well, there might be one, but it would probably just be for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, but I don't know if you'll see one. At this point, I would say like 50-50. There might be one, there might not, but I think it's on the low end at this point. Updates on that storm? Yeah, just I think it's just gusty winds up to 55 miles per hour right now, Joe. It's kind of the main thing as of right now. Other than that, that's kind of our main threat as it moves out to the east. If you're new here, again, I remind you to subscribe. We are a very small page, and I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. And again, if you want to support our page above and beyond, you can become a member here on our YouTube channel for as little as only $3 a month. You get exclusive badge, exclusive emojis, and as well as exclusive forecasts here on our YouTube channel. It all begins from $2.99 a month. You can click the link at the top of the description if you want to become a member here on our YouTube channel. Oh, sorry, Kaylee. Did you get an ad? I apologize. I don't think so, though. I think it's going to be like a 30-40% chance you actually get a watch tonight. But if you do see any severe weather, it'll just be gusty winds up to like 55, maybe 60 miles per hour, that kind of range. US, I usually do, well, I kind of already do this full time. Like, at least this summer, this is kind of my job right now. But I usually cover any severe weather events, as well as snowstorms and stuff like that. Primarily for North Texas up until, the past couple of months. Now I do all the southern and central plains, so I'll probably end up doing a lot more now. I don't usually do wildfires, unless they're like, kind of close to the areas that I cover. So maybe if there's some in the central or southern plains, it's a possibility. But other than that, I usually don't cover wildfires. East Coast, Rhode Island. I don't expect any storms up there today or tomorrow. I don't think they're seeing anything anytime soon. Might be some storms over the next couple of days, but no severe weather, it looks like. I used to actually do New England weather at one point. Not going to see any new warnings. Again, golf ball size tail down in the Texas Panhandle near Canadian. Main area of storms right now coming toward Kansas City. Oh, yeah, I also do hurricane coverage. I forgot to mention. I do all hurricanes and tropical storms in the Atlantic Ocean. So I do all of that sort of stuff. I go live for them. I have videos on them. I'm watching the Tropics series here on our YouTube channel, by the way. You can always check that out. I don't have any new episodes right now, but I'll have a new one probably sometime this week. Yeah, Robert, I know. My parents are kind of forcing me to get a degree, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, it's good to get a degree, just in case. You know, I can't rely on this, to be honest. I mean, I make money, but it's not enough to really obtain, you know, an actual career with this right now. It could, it very well could. I mean, you know, people like Ryan Hall, for example, I know many of you probably know who that guy is, but I've never watched him, but I know he makes a pretty good living right now with what he does, so. There's always a possibility, but, you know, I need to make sure I'm at least prepared in case something does happen, you know, if my YouTube page doesn't succeed, because there's obviously a possibility that that happens. Again, I'm on Facebook and I have a pretty big following there, but I can't just rely on just this. I really can't. At least right now, I can't. Yeah, James, I know. I don't really try to go into that sort of stuff usually. Yeah. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Welcome from the East Tennessee area. How you doing? Welcome. Yeah, I'll definitely be covering hurricane season. Don't worry about that. Already covered the tropical storm, Alex, and we'll be obviously covering the rest pretty soon. I have never watched Ryan Hall. I'm not gonna lie, I really haven't. I know a lot of my regulars know that, but I've literally never watched him. I just know a lot of people watch him apparently here on YouTube. Kansas City will get hit with some damaging winds most likely, Ellie. Damaging winds upwards of 60 miles per hour is the main threat for you. That's cool, Storm Jason. That's very cool. I appreciate it, Kaylee. Have a great night. Appreciate you tuning in again. Have a great rest of your night. Good night. Sleep. We'll see you again soon. Appreciate hitting the bell icon down below. Gotcha, Robert. Yeah, that's... Hurricane Katrina was a while ago, but yeah, that was a crazy tropical... or hurricane. I mean, I don't know why I just said tropical storm. A hurricane, yeah, that was a crazy hurricane. We've had a lot of crazy hurricanes, too, over the last few years. I think the big one recently was Ida. That one I had pretty big following on, too. I gained a lot of... I gained a big following from Hurricane Dorian, and what was the other one? I think it was Ida. Made landfall. Good night and good morning. Yes, Samurai, you were pretty much correct there. Yeah, for those that are in the northeastern Texas Panhandle as of right now, near Canadian, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and golf ball size tail. Still ongoing with this cell, by the way. I haven't really covered this one in a bit, but this cell is heading down to the southeast. Still an ongoing supercell, sorry. Currently going toward Canadian right now. Hey, Brandon, you can have your own opinion. Again, I've never watched him, so I cannot give an opinion on Ryan Hall. I really can't. I really don't watch other people to begin with, in terms of weather at least. Again, I really avoid myself from watching other YouTubers or any weathercasters in general, because a lot of the time when I do that, I will start to get opinions from other people, and I don't like driving their opinions into my own forecast, because sometimes it can make my accuracy worse. And I am, to be honest, I'm a pretty accurate forecaster, so I don't like to take other people's input into certain situations. So I just try to avoid it at all costs, and that includes, you know, Ryan Hall and everybody else. Because sometimes other people make it more dramatic or less dramatic than what it actually could be. I feel like I'm pretty accurate when I kind of do my own thing. So it's just something I personally avoid with everybody. Anyway, thank you, Winter, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Georgia's just seeing rain, I think, Chris, and nothing else beyond that. Maybe a strong storm or two, but no severe weather there. You don't need a computer to track weather. You can always use your phone, too. Radar scope's pretty good. Wednesday in Kentucky, I think there's a possibility for some severe weather tomorrow. Damaging winds and maybe some large hail in that area. So definitely a possibility across those areas. We're in Kentucky. Have a great night, Ellie. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ida was. Pleb. Pretty sure. Hurricane Michael in the the Florida Panhandle was pretty bad too. And if you're just tuning in, we got a whole entire line of storms currently heading toward areas in eastern Kansas. By the way, there's actually a new severe thunderstorm warning for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. West of Perry, this is going to be going right through Interstate 70. So again, this is all the areas included on the left side of your screen. It does include Lone Star, Clinton, Harveyville, Pleasant Grove, Globe, and as well as Pauline. Those are some of the areas included in this, as well as Overbrook, Auburn, Richland, Dover. Bunch of other areas included in this warning. Again, damage winds up to 70 miles per hour is possible with this going off to the east. James, that's not wrong. I mean, it's usually not accurate that far out, but you all do what I wish. I can't follow that message, but I don't know what you're saying. I can't follow long messages sometimes. All right, again, we have an ongoing severe thunderstorm watch for the central and eastern portions of Kansas and western and northwestern Missouri. Again, ongoing threat, main threat going to be for damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. The watch is for up to 75 miles per hour, but it's mainly just damaging winds around 60 miles per hour right now. Yeah, Joe, I completely understand that. I understand that completely. Radar scope is really the best thing that I would recommend getting if you want to track storms. It's only $10 on, and honestly, it's worth it. Only $10 up front. That's it. In my opinion, it's worth it. And I'm not sponsored or anything like that by them, but yeah, anything beyond 60 can get bad, but 60 isn't terrible. 60 miles per hour is definitely not horrible. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below. It's the red button. I would really appreciate it. Again, we're only about 19 subscribers away to our next milestone of 4,750. Would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. Now, that number is actually up here above my face cam somewhere. That number represents the sub count, so would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. It really means a lot. Yeah, we do live streams like this all the time. I'll be live possibly tomorrow. I'll almost definitely be live going into Thursday. Thursday, again, central and southern plains. Severe weather event may occur again. Main threat going to be damaging winds, possibly some large hail as well. So we'll be covering that day as well very, very closely. So stay tuned again with our page for the latest. Joe, if the website, again, an app that I recommend would be Radar Scope. But just what I recommend. Again, it's not an ad. Just what I recommend. Robert, I know, I really know that. Again, it's just I don't make enough money to be able to supply this as my full-time gig. I can at least do it for the summer right now. Again, maybe next year I'm able to do this full-time, but it's just a lot of uncertainty with that. I can't just, you know, put everything onto this because I honestly, I don't make enough money doing this YouTube and whatnot right now. So I really don't. Hopefully one day I can get there, but as of right now, I don't think I'm in that position right now. I know college is expensive, but wind velocity, yeah, I can go and show you that. The winds as of right now, estimated by radar, peaking around 53 miles per hour or so. So. And we're looking at, as of right now, 50, 56. I see a 56 up there. Yeah, that's what we're looking at as of right now. No rotation again. There was actually a wind report here over in, let's see, in Silver Lake. There was a wind report of 65 miles per hour. So there was actually a high wind gust here of 65 miles per hour. So just keep that in mind. This is actually a pretty high damaging wind threat. All right, thank you, Manny, for the $10 super chat as well. Appreciate the live stream. New subscriber. I really appreciate that, Manny. Thank you so much. Appreciate you tuning in. I really appreciate the $10 super chat. Thanks so much. Thank you. Thank you. Really do appreciate it. Now, I don't expect a tornado, Joe. This is not a storm that is really capable of a tornado. But again, it's producing a 65 mile per hour wind gust. So we're definitely looking at some pretty hefty damaging winds. 65 was just reported at 12:16. So again, anywhere in Lawrence, Auburn, anywhere around this area, anywhere along Interstate 70, damaging winds again up to 65 miles per hour will be possible. That's the latest on that. I got you, William, up in Canada. I don't feel a lot of people for some reason have been tuning in from Canada recently on my live stream. It's kind of weird. Somebody offered me a job at a weather station. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna disclose it, but somebody did offer me a job at a weather station when I was halfway through college halfway through my freshman year. But I declined it. Rather be in college or doing this, to be honest, right now. Love doing what I do right now. I appreciate Robin, excuse me. Appreciate that, thank you. Robert, I've had a lot of people tell me I should sell merchandise, but I just don't feel like I don't like doing that sort of stuff. I don't want people to buy $30 shirts from me. It's just not worth it. Unless I have an actual, like, you know, good selling shirt that's actually good. Appreciate it, Joe. Have a great night. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, this line it's been weakening out for the last few hours. Again, it's going to be kind of like this for the rest of the night. I think 60 to 65 mile per hour winds with the strongest parts of the line. Again, 65 is what just happened north of Auburn in Silver Lake, but damaging winds main threat, maybe a little bit of hail here and there. Tornado threat is still very low. Further north in the Kansas City suburbs. Now, I don't think a tornado threat will exist with these storms. They're all outflow driven, so I don't think there'll be much of a tornado threat with those. Most of these are outflow driven at this point, so. All right, thank you, John, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Welcome. And again, I do appreciate that, Manny, again, for the $10 super chat. Really do appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Canada has weird rainfall warnings that'll expire in like 600 minutes, really? I don't know how they do it up there. I really don't. I've never done Canada weather. I know some people, for some reason, sometimes tune in from Mexico as well, and I don't know how they do their weather either, if they even do weather. I really don't know. I don't even have radar access, I don't think, to those, at least on this software. The Radar Scope might have it. I think Radar Scope does. Yeah, William, the tornado threat as of right now is pretty low. Yeah, the storm over in the Texas Panhandle right now is still producing some pretty hefty hail. Still producing up to golf ball size hail near Canadian, so. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I really want to be my own boss. I've always wanted to own my own business, to be honest. This is kind of, you know, I always want to be an influencer to some extent. Like, you know how those big gamers or whatever get all this money. You know, I kind of always wanted to be that in some sort of category. And this kind of, you know, I started doing this page back in March of 2020 when the lockdown happened. And it was on Facebook only. And I expanded to YouTube last year. And I've really only been doing YouTube really for the last 4 or 5 months. Live streams have only been going for 2 months. But, you know, it was just a passion. I mean, it was just something I enjoyed doing. And all of a sudden, it kind of started to turn into a bit more of a small business almost. So I honestly love doing it. I really don't care about the money that much. I really just love doing what I do. That's what you have to do. You have to really find what you love doing. It's kind of how I think of it. You don't want to do a job that you don't want to do, that sort of thing. Robin says, why do you think the spring has been so cool? It actually hasn't been that cool. I mean, at least in Texas, it's been really hot. I'm not sure about the rest of the country, but I usually only look at Texas temperatures most of the time. But Texas has been really hot this spring. Way above average, like 10 degrees above average, I think. I know in the Great Plains, it's been, I believe, below average, so. I appreciate that, Brandon. Appreciate that. Hey, at least I'm at number 2. At least I'm not on the bottom of the depth chart there. Alt, you can kind of see it. It's hard to see over here, but it's definitely a little bit more prominent here. You can see this blue, like this little line here. That's representing your outflow dominant area. This is basically your outflow boundary, and it's been now starting to carry up as far north now as areas up here. So you can see up closer to west of Kansas City. It's starting to develop here. It's hard to see, but that's your outflow dominant area. Kind of see it out in front of the line. That's what's carrying these storms now. Now, obviously out here, you can see the outflow boundary a lot further away from those storms. That's going to end up making these a lot weaker. Now, for whatever reason, these storms have actually been hanging out together pretty well so far near Carrollton. But other than that, you can start to see these storms are starting to weaken because they're getting further away from that outflow boundary. So, something to think about there. Yeah, for those that are just tuning in Silver Lake, there was a 65-mile wind report, so just keep that in mind. Appreciate it, Robert. Appreciate it. Appreciate your kind words and all the encouragement and whatnot. We really appreciate it. Yeah, Veronica, there was a 65-mile wind report up there, so yeah, anywhere near Silver Lake, Auburn, those areas, definitely seeing some pretty high winds right now. Storms are moving fast. Again, they're moving about 55 miles per hour right now. New severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, just got issued for those out in Shawnee, as well as Atchison, DeSoto, Platte City, Weston, Kansas City also included in that. So new severe thunderstorm warning, damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour possible there. Hey, Ashley, how you doing? Welcome. That's nice, William. Good to hear. If you ever need a logo or anything, I do recommend Fiverr. I use Fiverr for some of my graphics. The alerts that I get for subscribers and stuff, I actually got on Fiverr. So I do enjoy using that for outsourcing stuff like that. If you don't know how to design, at least. My designing skills are horrible. I can barely draw a circle on this map. When I draw a circle, like, this is what my circle will look like. Can't even complete a circle. Pretty bad. If you want me to draw something, it would be pretty bad. Veronica, I'm not expecting any tornado threat tonight for the rest of the night at this point. I think the tornado threat's going to be very, very low. All these storms have become out flow dominant, so. Burlington got killed with hail, really. Do you guys see a lot of hail up there? There was a lot of hail with these storms. Some of them were as high as 4 to 5 inches, I think. One of the storms was 4 inches in Texas. There's also 4-inch sized hail in eastern Colorado. There's a couple of storms producing pretty large hail. Oh, I got you, William. Yeah, definitely recommend Fiverr if you ever need to outsource stuff. It's definitely a lot cheaper than just hiring like an actual graphic designer. Anything else? The only graphics I've ever gotten from Fiverr was the alerts, but I have to get. Whenever I change my name on my YouTube channel, because again, for those that are new here, I'm gonna change my YouTube name to something else that's more broad. I've thought about like Tornado Alley HQ. I've thought about, again, Plains Weather Center and Max Velocity, SkyMax Weather. I have a few names. I still don't know which one I want, though. If I even want one of those, I really don't know. Again, if you have any name suggestions, by the way, definitely let me know. I've been trying to debate that for a while. Thank you, Lisa and Veronica, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome, welcome. How's the weather in Aurora, Colorado? I don't think there's much going on over there, actually. I think it's pretty dry, I think, nowadays, right now. Might have been some storms earlier, but unless you're over here in Colorado. You might be over here. Near Lamar, there's damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour and some pretty large hail. Go to these storms real quick. Lamar, this is an area that obviously saw the tornado earlier. Damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. Hen egg-sized hail possible with these storms. Let's look at those storms right now. They're actually the worst storms so far. Appreciate it, Robin. Appreciate that a lot. Broken windows. Sorry to hear that, Jerry. Hopefully everything gets resolved pretty soon. Velocity max. I don't know. I'm still debating on that. I really don't know what I want. I got you, Brandon. I'll let you know. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but we'll see. I'll have to show you another time because there's not really any storm with inflow, but usually there's a little notch that I'll have to make a video on that sort of stuff because a lot of that stuff requires like a video explanation when there's not anything on the radar to, you know, replicate it with. Says Tyler, I'm not really doing Texas weather anymore. I've been doing all sorts of weather across the plains. My video forecasts, for the most part, are somewhat based out of North Texas, but they're, for the temperatures at least, everything else is out of the southern and central plains. So it's still hard to kind of do right now. I don't know. Figuring it out. Plains Weather Center. Yeah, I've thought about it. NTX sounds like a sports car. It does actually. It sounds like a crypto of some sort too. The Texas Panhandle shifts southwest. I think the storm's still going southeast, isn't it? Yeah, Robin, yeah. This channel's not changing. I'm just changing the name of the channel. So yeah, you'll still be subscribed and all that. So no need to be worried about that. Just changing the name to something else because North Texas Weather Center is not really pleasable with what I do now. I really do everything. This storm is still going southeast, it looks like, toward Canadian. It's very slow moving. By the way, I only need 10 more of you to subscribe to our YouTube channel for us to hit our next milestone of 4,750. That's my last milestone for tonight. So if you can really hit that subscribe button down below, I would really appreciate it. Again, we only need 10 of you guys to subscribe. There's 270 people watching. I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. Yeah, we do live streams like this all the time. All right, let's see. I'm behind on a lot of these right now. Let's see. Rochester, New York? I don't think so. Answer is always no. Yeah, I don't think much happens really up there. Oh yeah, Virginia? Yeah, I mean, if he emails me, I might be interested. I don't... Wait and see. I don't know. I got a lot of emails from people. Again, I kind of already said I got a job offer back in... Well, earlier this year for a meteorology job, and I declined it. It was like broadcast meteorology, but... William, there's not really any storms that are producing hooks or anything like that, so I can't really give you an example of inflow. Well, these storms reach Illinois, maybe far western Illinois, but other than that, even if you see storms, they're only going to be gusty winds. I think Iowa is pretty much done for tonight, Troy. I think the severe weather up there is pretty much done. Yeah, I know nothing about cars, Brandon. I'm not gonna lie. I barely know what the car. I barely know what my car is to begin with. Appreciate it, Robert. Appreciate all the compliments from me tonight. Really do. Yes, Alt, I definitely agree with that. Tornado Alley is definitely shifted. I definitely agree with it. Yeah, for those that are just tuning in, we have ongoing severe thunderstorm warnings just west of Kansas City. These are producing damaging winds again up to 60 miles per hour. They're moving off to the east right now. All outflow dominant, so tornado threat's pretty low with all these. Troy, I already said I don't think Iowa will see storms tonight. Severe weather's pretty much done there. Storms in the plains? Yeah, I don't know. I'm still figuring. I still have to figure out a name. I like the 4 that I have, but I always want something that's better. I just feel like the other ones I have right now are not unique enough. Gusty weather warnings? I don't think that's very catchy. Yeah, that's the line of storms as of right now. These other ones are going down to the south, all outflow driven. And again, we have an ongoing hailstorm. We actually have a new hail report down here in northeastern Texas, or the northeastern panhandle of Texas right now. We have a new hail report with this storm. There was actually 2-inch sized hail reported only about 30 minutes ago, but we just got it in from Wolf Creek Park. So 2-inch sized hail in diameter just got reported there. And it's right along Highway 83. This storm has been producing at least golf ball sized hail for a while. That's heading toward Canadian as of right now. So just keep that in mind as it heads down to the southeast. All right, let's see how many subscribers we're away from our goal for tonight. We only need 4 more of you to subscribe. 4 more. Who are the 4 that have not subscribed? I would really appreciate it. Again, we're only 4 subscribers away from our goal tonight. 4,750. Would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. By the way, over in eastern and southeastern Colorado, we have a ongoing considerable threat right now in the severe thunderstorm warning. South of Lamar is currently seeing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour and hen egg sized hail. This actually will end up going toward probably the Oklahoma panhandle, and it might also go down to the southeast, possibly even toward the Texas panhandle. So this is definitely going to be a storm to watch as well. That's heading again down to the southeast. It's right now near Lamar. It will continue to move down to the southeast here over the next several minutes. So again, damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour will be possible with this area of storms as well. So again, if you're anywhere in this warning, just make sure you're staying away from windows. Again, damaging winds cannot go over trees. And it also can, hen egg size hail can definitely go through windows. So just keep that in mind. And that does include Lamar, as well as Hawley, Wiley, Hartman, as well as McClave, Bristol, Hasty, the John Martin Reservoir, Fort Lyon, as well as Cadoa. Hopefully I'm saying the name right. Those areas are included in that warning. Whoever's in Texas usually heads to Georgia. Yeah, usually does. Where am I going? Going back up here to the north. Also had some other wind reports up here. Tree down in Mound City over in, I believe that's Missouri right there. And then a 60 mile per hour wind gust, 60, 65. What we have in terms of wind reports so far. Hey, have a great night, Jewel. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great night. Yeah, Chris, I definitely recommend storm shelters. And again, if you're in the North Texas area and you want a storm shelter, the sponsor at the bottom of the screen is actually somebody that does do storm shelters for North Texas. Link is down in the description below. Hey, Francisco, how you doing? Welcome from Riverside, Illinois. Appreciate you tuning in from there. By the way, thank you, Adam and Nike for Nike for subscribing, guys. I appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you, thank you. And we've officially hit our milestone for tonight at 4,750 subscribers. I do appreciate everybody hitting the subscribe button tonight. Really helps out the page a lot. I really do appreciate all the people that have been here tonight as well. Again, I'm gonna probably be live here for another at least 30 minutes or so. We'll see when I get off, but yeah, if you have any questions about the ongoing severe weather, definitely leave those in the chat as well. Do appreciate everybody tuning in as always. Really does mean the world to me. Love what I do. I would stay up later probably, but I might go live tomorrow, so I do want to get up at somewhat of a reasonable time tomorrow, but we'll see. Have a good night, Tashi. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you again soon. Thank you, thank you. Have a great night. Again, we have our ongoing severe thunderstorm warnings for those in Carbondale, Lawrence. Those areas seeing damaging winds again up to 60 miles per hour. That's all heading toward Kansas City, by the way, so keep that in mind. North Texas says you have basements. I definitely agree with that. Every house that we toured when I moved there didn't have a basement. Thanks, Virginia. Appreciate it. Under my behalf. It's you know, that's great. Storm shelter alert. That's actually not bad either. It's just, there's a lot of names that I can name my page to, because again, the weather realm on YouTube is not that large. I mean, there's not that many people doing weather. So there's a lot of names out there that are obviously not taken, and there's a lot that can be catchy, but the thing is, I just don't know what I want to be. By the way, the most prominent area of the line of storm still is right here. That possibly is up to penny to dime sized hail and also damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour going toward Weston as well as Leavenworth, and it will eventually go toward Kansas City. So those are Kansas City. Definitely be aware that there's some severe weather coming your way. I think Tornado Alley is shifting. I mean, the statistics back it up. Tornado Alley is definitely more prominent now in the Mississippi Valley. I appreciate that, US. I mean, these usually live streams are more interactive. I mean, at least mine's very interactive. Again, if you are ever here, at least during some time, like this is sort of a little bit of a downtime. I'm usually more interactive during these times. If there's a tornado warning, I'm usually not looking at chat as much, but I don't think so, Philip. I think most of this stuff will just be damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and maybe some small hail. I don't expect too much in terms of a tornado threat tonight. Only tornado threat that could ever exist for the rest of this evening, which is very, very low, would be any of these cells out here to the west that are discrete. There's a couple of discrete cells back out in the Colorado and as well as the Texas areas, but other than that, this entire line is just going to be damaging winds. Young, where is that? KCMO? Is that this radar site? I don't know what the radar site is. I don't know the radar sites off the top of my head, so you'll have to tell me actual town or city. Spot on forecasting. That's not bad either. There's a lot of good names. It's just very hard to determine which one I actually want. I've been doing polls, but the polls haven't helped me decide either. None of them have been like home run hitters. All of them have been very, very split. Emporia, Kansas, you can hear the wind blowing. Yeah, there's definitely some gusty winds. We've got an ongoing special weather statement just got issued for McPherson and Hillsborough. Gusty winds up to 50 miles per hour possible there as well. How am I still live? I don't know. I have a lot of viewers. I've been just kind of chilling. A lot of people are still talking, so it's keeping me awake. I said I'd be live at least until 1 or 2, so, you know. I've been live for a total of, I think, 6 hours today. Well, 7 hours, I think, now. Thank you for the report, I mean, Scott. Appreciate it. Abilene, Kansas. I think it's just some gusty winds and some rain. Obviously, some lightning. Other than that, that's about it. After that, you should be done for tonight. Again, there will be severe weather returning on Thursday, so make sure you turn on post notifications if you're new here. Go down below, click the little bell icon, and make sure to click all, and you'll get the latest on our live streams. Make sure to click that real quick. Again, we'll be probably going live on Thursday as well, so stay tuned for that. Kansas City, Missouri. Oh, okay, yeah, that area will probably see storms in about 30 minutes or so. I don't know if you have to stay up, but damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour will be possible as it moves out to the east. Hear the thunder in Lawrence? Yeah, you're basically right over that storm now. It was nice to meet you too, Ashley. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great night. Thank you. Everybody tuning in as always tonight. We're only 33 likes away from 500, by the way. Let's see if we can hit 500 likes tonight. That'd be a pretty good goal to hit. That'd be my last goal for tonight. We've already hit my sub goal. Again, if we get any more subscribers, that's awesome. But definitely make sure to like the live stream. We're only 33 away. I've been live for 3.5 hours in this one. We're on live 2.5 hours on the one before. I was planning on having one entire live stream, but I needed food. So appreciate it, Robin. Appreciate that. Weather's boring in Northern California. I don't disagree. California weather in general is pretty much boring all year. It's just same old, same old. I mean, if you don't have to go to sleep if you don't want. I mean, most of these storms, though, are just damaging winds around 60 miles per hour. Just make sure you have a way to receive alerts tonight. That's what I can recommend to you. No reason to stay up other than just make sure you have a way to receive alerts. As long as you have that, you're going to be perfectly fine for tonight. This cell, by the way, near Canadian is now down to ping pong ball sized hail and damaging winds around 60 miles per hour. Let me show you the radar real quick. On this storm, again, this is heading down to the southeast. Might go toward Oklahoma, by the way, so just keep that in mind. Alt, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think there might be some. Look at this storm, by the way. Very dangerous storm near Canadian, heading down to the southeast. Robert, if you can use the email down below or contact me on Facebook if you have any interest in advertising. I sometimes have advertising spots open. I've been pretty sold out this year, but I do have some advertising opening up later this summer. But yeah, if you have any interest in that, there's an email down below. I recommend, though, using Facebook Messenger. Just message me on Facebook. It's a bit easier. Hey, appreciate it, Brandon. Have a great night. Appreciate you tuning in. I don't know if I'll ever get big, but that'd be awesome if I did. Yeah, US, that's the problem. But I have my classes set up so they're in the afternoon, which kind of stinks. But yeah, I mean, the problem is, it just depends. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I usually only have classes on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, at least going into this upcoming semester. But I mean, even during the fall, it's usually not much in terms of severe weather. And then obviously during spring, there's a lot more severe weather. I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing because last semester, this past semester during the spring, I had no issues with classes. I had none. I had no issues with classes in severe weather because, again, I'm on EST time. I'm not on CST, so it makes it slightly easier. I'm 1 hour ahead. So usually the severe weather usually happens 1 hour behind, basically. So it makes it a little bit easier. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird topic because I have classes and stuff. But I haven't had any issues so far. Hopefully, I don't have any. But I'm not always live for every severe weather event. I'm live for most of them. I'm hoping to be live for all of them, but I'm not always live for every single one. I occasionally don't go live for some of the big risk ones. Sometimes I just let, somebody like Ryan Hall do it or whatever, because he does a lot of the big ones. I do all of them for the most part. So I don't usually rely. I usually kind of balance it out. By the way, near Lamar, there's ongoing storm producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour and ping pong ball sized hail. I was over that storm for a second there. This is back out to the east in eastern Kansas, by the way. So. And damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour possible with these storms as they move off to the east. No problem, Robert. Have a great night. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great rest of your night. I don't think you'll see much. Again, only threat for tonight and even in Missouri is going to be just some gusty winds around maybe 50 to 55 miles per hour. Up to 60 mile per hour damaging winds still possible, but main threat will be that. By the way, thank you, Jason, Philip, AJ, and as well as Hade for subscribing, guys. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight and as well as subscribing. Do appreciate all the new subscribers. Got ongoing severe thunderstorm warnings as of right now. Go ahead and delete this person from the channel as well. Yeah, if there's any bots in the chat, just ignore them. They're kind of annoying. Any tornado potential? Nah, the tornado threat's pretty low tonight. I don't expect any more tornado threats for tonight. Very low, but to make sure I have a way to receive alerts just in case. Thunder's roaring. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of thunder, but it doesn't mean there's a tornado threat. Does not mean there's a tornado threat at all. Just to reiterate some of the people that subscribe and whatnot tonight, I do appreciate Dozy Drew for becoming a member, as well as Kim, Pam, and as well as, let's see, who else became a member tonight? That was actually it. So Pam, as well as Kim and Dozy Drew. Thank you guys all for becoming members tonight, as well as the $5 super chat from Pioneer, Lolly, as well as the $10 super chats for both Manny and Skylark. I do appreciate you guys a lot. Also, to all those who subscribed tonight, I really do appreciate it as well. Have a great night, Robin. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for subscribing, by the way, Bobby. I appreciate it. Welcome. Yeah, bots on YouTube are so annoying. You can never get over those. And for those in Oklahoma, these storms will eventually move down to the south. They will be entering into southern portions of Kansas over the next few hours, and they will eventually go toward Oklahoma. So for those in Oklahoma, you will see maybe some severe weather tonight, mainly just damaging winds. Keep that in mind. Reminder, if you're new here, make sure to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button as well. Again, we are on the road now to 5,000 subscribers, only 250 away. Might hit that in the next couple of days. And 19 likes away from 500. And again, if you are new here and you want to support a page above and beyond, you can become a member for only $2.99 per month. Click the top link in the description below. It gives you exclusive access to exclusive emojis, exclusive forecasts, and as well as a chat badge, and as well as uncommons. That's basically what we're at this right now. Liberty, yeah, you might see some damaging winds as well. That area is kind of going to be in the line for maybe some damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Have a great night, Virginia. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great night. Appreciate you tuning in. Row, anything 58 miles per hour and above is damaging winds considered. Which all warnings are usually rounded up to 60 miles per hour. I don't think I've ever seen a warning actually say 58. Oh, you're completely fine, Virginia. No problem at all. Appreciate you tuning in. Can't wait. Yeah, the storms are coming your way. If you like storms, they're on your way. Don't worry. You'll get some tonight. Not too far away from you. Again, this whole line of storms are going to push down to the south and east. Those in Missouri, they'll be pushing off to from your west to east, and then down off to the south. Those are moving north to south. So, ongoing storms as of right now. Alrighty. Time frame for Liberty. Let me go and put that real quick. Show you what the timing is. Storm's moving about 45 miles per hour, so timing guide on here for you. So 45. So Liberty's actually not showing up on here, but Liberty will be right around 120. That's your ETA. Shawnee right around 111. Kansas City 114. As well as Overland Park 117. The other Kansas City right around 117. Independence 128. Raytown, excuse me, 129. Lee's Summit 138. Blue Springs 139. That's your timing on that line of the storms. Then back over here toward McPherson. This area, storms going down to the south as of right now. About 50 miles per hour or so. They'll get to Wichita right around 150. El Dorado 140. Newton right around 119. Imperia, right, actually, they're already kind of seeing storms now, but about a minute or so until they hit there. Derby, 202. Chanute, right around 207. Wellington, right around 225. Winfield, 228. Independence, 240, and that's Kansas, by the way, as well as Arkansas City, or Kansas City, excuse me, 243. That's your timing, again, for that area of the storms moving down to the south. Yeah, Tyler, you're right. You're talking about the colliding ones down here? Is that what you're talking about? There was colliding outflow boundaries. I didn't ever see what happened here. Looks like they're colliding here. Curious to see what happened here. So we saw this earlier in the forecast for those that are unknown of what I'm looking at. But there was an outflow boundary, two outflow boundaries that collided right here. And I wanted to see what happened. For some reason, it's not going far back enough, I don't think. Oh, so here it is. Yeah, the outflow boundaries collided right here. That one. There's obviously a stronger one heading down to the south. It's interesting. Really don't see that. The outflow boundary coming out of the south, though, is definitely a lot weaker. The one that's going down to the south is definitely a lot stronger. By the way, those in Canadian still seeing damaging winds upwards of 60 miles per hour, and as well as ping pong ball size hail. So still a pretty severe storm there. Yeah, James, I do. I used to. Until somebody corrected me. New severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, for Canadian, as well as Allison and Lake Marvin. Damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and as well as ping pong ball size hail possible if this storm as it moves down to the southeast. Columbia, Missouri. I don't think you'll see too much tonight, but probably just gusty winds. That'll be about it. I don't expect any severe weather for you. No problem, Adam. Appreciate you tuning in. All right, let's go back up to the north real quick. Make sure there's no new warnings as of right now. New special weather statement, by the way, for this line of storms coming toward Kansas City. They're just tuning in. So look at the ongoing line of storms. This is the Kansas City radar, so give you an idea of where the storms are going as of right now. I'm surprised 250 of you are still watching this live stream. It's like 2 in the morning. Well, for me, it's 2 in the morning. Late. Again, if you're just tuning in, I would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, though. Again, we do live streams like this all the time. And make sure to hit the like button as well. We are only 18 likes away from 500. And that's what we're looking at as right now. You're sitting here eating some BLTs and a delicious potato salad. Nice. BLTs don't sound bad right about now. I can't remember what I had for dinner, to be honest. I'm kind of tired. Trying to figure out what I had for dinner. Let's see. Oh, I had a Caesar salad. I had like a huge Caesar salad for dinner. That's what I had. That's what I did in between the 2 streams. I had one stream earlier for about 2.5 hours. This is my other one that's now up to 3.5 hours, so. James, I don't know. I mean, the risk is about, it's pretty close to what it was supposed to be. I mean, it's a slight risk through the southern plains, which makes sense. I think it's pretty fair. I don't see anything wrong with the risk. I think it was actually a little bit underestimated, to be honest, for Nebraska and as well as Colorado. But, I mean, even then, I wasn't really forecasting that much of a threat today to begin with. I was surprised how much we saw, honestly. I honestly thought it would be a little bit of an overhyped event, but it was way underhyped. Because there was a lot of stuff that happened today. A lot of severe weather, without a doubt. Especially earlier today. I mean, we had a bunch of storms producing 4-inch size hail and stuff like that, so. Lisa, I don't know about chasing tornadoes. I like the app. I just don't think it's viable for chasing tornadoes. I recommend Radar Scope again. That's what I use, so. Hey, Lala, how you doing? Welcome back. Good morning. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'll have to look into the issue, Robert, because this is, I'm guessing there's a solution out there. But YouTube filters aren't as good on live streams as they are in comment sections. By the way, thank you, Chen, as well as Adam, for subscribing, guys. I really do appreciate it. Welcome. Appreciate you guys all tuning in tonight. Again, we're only 12 likes away from 500. Let's see if we can hit that. You guys might be tuning in and haven't hit the like button. It takes 2 seconds. If you have a YouTube account, you can hit the like button, as well as subscribe for free to our YouTube channel. And we do live streams like this all the time. I might have a live stream tomorrow night, or really tonight, I should say, because it's now 1 in the morning. But also, I will probably have a live stream almost definitely on Thursday. We actually have a flash flood warning, by the way, for Lamar. This is the area that's seeing damaging winds around 70 miles per hour, and as well as some ping pong ball sized hail. So just keep that in mind. That way. Have a great night, Chris. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great rest of your night. I do appreciate everybody that's tuned in tonight. It's been a very long live stream. I do have to make a forecast for tomorrow, which actually should be up. I should have uploaded my forecast for tomorrow at about an hour ago. Just haven't gotten to it. Obviously, I've been live streaming this entire time. But I'm gonna end the stream there. I know I have a lot of viewers right now, but I'm tired. I have to make another forecast. I will probably be up until 4 in the morning, my time, doing forecasts. So that'll be fun. But I have to make some forecasts for YouTube and as well as on TikTok. So I do appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I know a lot of you guys are going to bed anyways. Again, if you're new here, I would appreciate real quick if you hit that subscribe button and click the little bell icon, turn on all post notifications. Again, I do live streams like this all of the time. Trust me, I literally live almost all the time. So I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. Give me a little bit of support. Again, I'm a little small page here on YouTube. I would appreciate it. Also hit the like button if you haven't already. We're only 5 likes away from 500. If we can hit that real quick, that'd be amazing. Other than that, again, I might have a live stream tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure yet. I will most likely have a live stream on Thursday, though, for the central and southern plains severe weather. That'll be across Oklahoma and as well as Kansas. So I'll probably have a live stream on Thursday. So make sure to tune in for that. Again, if you want to support our page above and beyond at any point, you can click the top link in the description below or click the join button to become a member here on YouTube for as little as $2.99 per month. Again, it supports our page tremendously. And if you ever want to donate as well, there's a link down in the description to help our page out a lot. Again, I do appreciate everybody tuning in. This has been a total of about a 6.5 hour live stream. So it's been a long one, but I do appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, we'll have latest on severe weather coverage heading into Thursday. I'll have a forecast coming out hopefully tonight. about the severe weather potential there. I'm honestly gonna be honest. I'm not gonna make a forecast tonight. I'll make it tomorrow morning, and I'll post it. It'll be a bit more accurate for tomorrow and as well as Thursday. So that's what I'm gonna do because it's late. I do appreciate everybody tuning in, though. Make sure to follow us on social medias down below. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, we're on all those. The link in the chat also will bring you to those links. Also, thank you for 500 likes. Thank you again for the super chats tonight. Let me go over there one more time real quick. Again, the Manny with the $10 super chat, Skylark $10 super chat. Really do appreciate you guys, as well as Lolly with the $5 super chat, Pam, as well as Kim, as well as Dozy Drew. Thank you guys all for becoming members tonight, as well as Pioneer. Thank you for the $5 super chat. All right, have a great night, guys. Again, stay safe. Damaging winds main threat tonight. I'm not expecting any more tornadoes. It's been a long live stream, though, so I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Have a great night, guys, and stay tuned again for weather content here on our YouTube channel.